There's a chance. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, folks. There is a chance. And we're going to get into it all. But welcome on in, my beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode on the Golden Gems podcast, man. And yes, folks, that's what we're saying. So you're saying there's a chance. Yes, I believe there is a chance. There is a chance where Shedeur Sanders can potentially still seize the starting quarterback job. There is a world where we can potentially still see Shedeur Sanders step in as a starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns this year. So yes, folks. So you're saying there's a chance? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm saying there's a chance, folks. And we're going to get into all the reasons why. Day 14 of training camps, folks, is here. And hey, we got a lot to talk about. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. But I got a question for you. Did you miss me? Because, hey, we right back at it. Run the intro. Let's do it.
Hey, we live now, really.
Hold on. Wait. We live? You see me? Mama, we made it. Hey, welcome back here, my beautiful people. What's going on, man? You here on the Golden Gems podcast, man, with yours truly. You can call me Relly. You can call me Relly Gems. You can call me Maine. You can call me Mr. Wilson. Whatever you call me, please. Whatever you do, please just don't call me Collect. All right? So, folks, hey, we here. We back. Day 14 of training camp is here. It is upon us. Did you think we was done? Did you think we wasn't going to really continue? Did you think we wasn't going to continue to talk about what's going on with this quarterback competition? Did they think it was over? Oh, y'all thought just because it's Overreaction Monday? Yes, folks. Yes, folks, my beautiful people. Yes, it is Overreaction Monday. It is Overreaction Monday. The propaganda is out. The propaganda is alive and well, folks. And yes, it is Overreaction Monday. But I'm here to tell you. So you're saying there's a chance. And yes, folks, I'm indeed saying there's a chance. So without further ado, man, we're going to go ahead and talk about it. We're going to get into everything that has to do with training camp day 14. My beautiful people, come on in. Please go ahead. Hey, sit back, relax, grab you a little drink if you need it, grab you a little popcorn, grab you a little snack if you need it. I want you to go ahead, sit back, relax, and we're going to ease into this video today. You understand me? But before we get started, I need you to do me one favor, folks. I need you to please do me this one favor. I need you to send this to your mama, your daddy, your best friend of another friend, Let Johnny, Let Timmy, and don't forget about Lil Susie too. You know you got to send these gems over to Lil Susie. You can't keep all these gems to yourself. All right, folks. Hey, you know that's selfish. You know that's not right. Cut it out. All right, but yeah, folks, I appreciate you coming back in. I appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead, hey, make sure you send these gems to everybody. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Without further ado, you know we got to talk about it. Without further ado, you know why we here. We here to talk about that man, Shedeur Sanders. And yes, like I said a little bit ago, it is Overreaction Monday. So yes, I know we seeing a lot of propaganda out there today. I know we seeing a lot of folks say, is Shedeur out of it? Is he down and out? Is it over with? The quarterback competition came and went, and we were not victorious. That's what they saying, folks. That's what they talking about. But I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to show you. Hey, it ain't over till the fat lady sing. I'm here to tell you it ain't over until the fat lady sing. And I'm here to tell you it's not over until Todd Monken at the end of the day, until he says it's over. You understand me? But without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, let's go ahead and get right into it. I told you before, this QB tracker is not gospel. The QB tracker is a QB tracker, folks. All right, the QB tracker, we got to understand, and we already have been through this. The QB tracker is what it is. The QB tracker is not the gospel. To be quite honest with you, I didn't even want to put it on the screen today because we got bigger things to handle. We got bigger controversies to talk about. We got bigger problems than just this QB tracker, folks. Because there's people talking out the side of their neck. It's people talking like they really know something when they don't. It's people out here spreading false narratives and propaganda. But I told y'all yesterday. I told you. We just talked about it. Did we not, chat? I told you what they was going to say. Folks, today, it is Overreaction Monday. It was one preseason game, and they already saying we might as well cut them. They already saying, oh, we focus on the quarterbacks next year. They already spilling the lies, chat. But we ain't going to let them get away with it. We ain't going to let them get away with it. You know the one job I do, and I do it so well, we talk about the propaganda. We dispel all the nonsense. And today, best believe we're going to dispel some of the nonsense, and we're going to talk about some of this propaganda that's being spread. So like I said, folks, sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and get right into it. The QB tracker for today, day 14. All right, yes, I know I'm a little late, folks. I apologize. Okay, I know I'm a little late. That's on me. All right, like I told you, I really wasn't expecting to get into training camp this week, but I said something. I said, since they telling these lies, since they spilling the propaganda, it is only right that I come and refute some of these things that I heard. It's only right that I come and have a conversation with my people. It's only right that I come and talk about it, and talk through it with my people. So, hey, man. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey, the stats are the stats, folks. It is not the gospel. The QB tracker, we already showed once upon a time that it is AI. We already talked about the QB tracker. It is not real. The QB tracker, it is make-believe. But we got to look into it a little bit. We got to talk about it a little bit. You understand me? They see one interception, and they think the sky's falling. They see one interception, and they think the competition is over. They see one interception, and they already not jumping to conclusions. They jumping over the bridge. Nah. Let's bring it back in. But looking at the QB tracker, Shedeur Sanders today goes 15 for 21, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Deshaun Watson goes 13 for 17, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Dylan Gabriel goes 0 for 2, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And Taylor Green gets nothing, nada. Not a team. And it'd be like that. Even Dylan Gabriel's reps today was shortened. So as you can see, folks, the quarterback competition, it's getting slimmer. It's getting to the nitty and gritty. You feel me? So we're going to talk about a lot today, chat. We're going to talk about a lot. And I'm going to dispel a lot. But first, we got to go ahead and get into it all. Because if I'm being honest, folks, like I told you the other day, it's only a few people who we listen to. It's only a few people who we let discuss this thing in this conversation, in this quarterback battle. It's only a few people. You feel me? Who we gonna really require to get information from. We gonna need to get information from. Watson was with the twos today. They didn't really give Dylan Gabriel any reps today. And Watson did okay today. Shedeur did pretty well today. If we're going to go ahead and talk about it, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, Shedeur Sanders, I believe, at the end of the day, hey, it's all up to him. I said this yesterday. It is Shedeur Sanders' job to lose. And today I will continue to tell you why it is his job to lose. Because, folks, the propaganda getting so real, they even talking about the way this man hold the football. It's getting so serious out here. They even talking about the way my guy hold a football, the way he gripped that thing and, let it loose. Pause. But it's getting so real that they talk about why Shedeur Sanders might throw wobbly balls. Pause. My guy. This is how you know the propaganda is real and in full effect. I figured out why Shedeur Sanders throws wobblers and why that ball slipped out of his hands for the INT across the middle the other day. He didn't hold the ball right, and it's a simple fix. Well, my good sir, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, my kind sir. I don't care. Y'all pointing out now. Y'all pointing out now how he throws the ball. I can care less. I don't want to hear it. Because you ain't played the game. You ain't been in the game. And if I'm going to listen to anybody talk about how a quarterback throw the ball, I'm definitely ain't going to listen to you, my guy Kurt. You the wrong Kurt to listen to. Let me go ahead and point y'all in the direction of the right Kurt. Let me go ahead and point y'all in the direction of the right Kurt. Because if we're going to talk about how my guy grips the football and how he throws the football, well, let's go ahead and dispel this rumor first. Chat, it's not really a rumor. Chat, it's not really a discussion that we really got to have. Chat, it's not something that we really got to get into, but I just thought it was funny. Because out of all things that you can talk about, out of all things that you can kind of try to spin the narrative about, they trying to talk about the way this man throw the football and why his sometimes throws and the balls come out wobbly. This what we talk about? Huh? What? Cut it out. Cut it out. The goalpost gets moved every single week. Chat, once again, welcome to today, day 14 of training camp. 1 or 2 or actually 3 days after the first preseason game Shedeur Sanders had. Today is Overreaction Monday. Everything besides this that we get into today, chat, I'm just getting you ready and I'm just going to set you up that this ain't the craziest thing I saw today. But let's point out what a Hall of Famer said. My thoughts are there's a lot of different ways to grip a football. And a lot has to do with the comfort, hand size, and effectiveness. The index finger is the last thing to leave the ball, so that creates the spin, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. But let's get down here to this one row right here. I did throw a lot of wobbly passes, which meant nothing to me if the ball went where I wanted it to go. Interesting. I did throw a lot of wobbly passes, which meant nothing to me if the ball went where I wanted it to go. The other day when Shedeur Sanders threw that interception, chat, I came in here and I called a spade a spade. I told you. At the end of the day, we can't have none of that. Shedeur, they got you on a microscope. They're going to call out everything. They're going to continue to move the goalposts from here to here to here to here. The goalposts going to be all the way in China once they get done with it. You understand me? So they're going to keep on moving the goalposts. They can keep on doing it. But this is coming from a Hall of Famer. This Kurt Warner. He was one of them. That boy was at one time stocking groceries. If you don't know Kurt Warner's story, let me tell you a little bit about it. Kurt Warner was once stocking groceries at a grocery store and hopped up out of there. I don't have any moderators, but I would love to have some moderators. My guy, Coach G7711. We can talk about it. SO to you, my guy. I appreciate the question. We're going to talk about it. And I'm going to get into y'all chats in a little bit. But Coach HG711, I don't have any moderators. I'm looking for some. So, hey, the application. Hey, if you want to fill it out, baby, we can talk about it. All right? But getting back to the regular schedule program. All right? Kurt Warner, a Hall of Famer. He dispelled this real quick and easy. Real quick and easy. I didn't even have to do too much work. I didn't even have to do too much investigation. But Chad, if they talking about the way my guy throw the ball, the way my guy throw the ball, Chad, this is what we talking about? Because they know at the end of the day that interception, it happened. It was real. We saw it, and we ain't make no excuses for it. Shedeur Sanders, at the end of the day, you got to protect the football. At the end of the day, they are looking for any reason to say anything. So Shedeur, dog, I don't care if it slipped. I don't care if it got hit. I don't care what happened. We can't have it. Period, point blank. We don't make any excuses. We call a spade a spade. Because at the end of the day, Chad, if I'm going to be 1,000 with you, at the end of the day, Chad, if I'm going to keep it a buck with you, at the end of the day, Chad, you know what excuses are like? Chad, listen to me. You know what excuses are like? Excuses is like assholes. We all got them. You understand me? Can I say it again? Excuses are like assholes. We all got them. Period, point blank. Sorry to be so vulgar, but I'm just keeping it a buck with you. So we don't do excuses. So Shedeur, we know at the end of the day, that interception, it's okay. Because all camp, we got proof and we got evidence that you, my guy, you, my good sir, you have been taking care of that goddamn ball. All camp, we have seen you, my guy, do what you had to do and take care of the rock. Because if we're looking at the numbers thus far through 14 days of camp in its entirety, right? Shedeur Sanders has taken care of the rock by far. But Shedeur, to throw an interception in a game, that's different than throwing one in practice, my guy. Throwing an interception when you're suited and booted and you're out there really, and we expecting you the ball. We can't do that, Shedeur. No. We don't give these people any fuel, any ammunition. We don't give them nothing. Nothing. But we know who's been taking care of the rock. And to be quite honest with you, even Shedeur today, he oversailed one, and it could have been an interception. Deshaun did the same thing. We're going to get into it. Chat, you know I got the clips for you. Chat, come on, man. What's my name? Chat, what's my name? Chat, you know I got the clips for you. So don't do that. Don't do that. Chat, I know you didn't seen it. And if you ain't seen it, then I'm going to show you. At the end of the day, the best throw today, can I show it? Is it allowed? Let's go ahead. Let's roll it. Roll the clip, sir. My kind sir. Roll the clip. Keeping it real is free. SO the BS for you, Scott. Keeping it real is free, baby. Keeping it real is free. It's free 99. And guess what? I love free stuff. I love anything that's free. So you know when you come here, we always keep it real. But let's go ahead, evaluate this play. Play action pass. This is the old Aaron Rodgers play action fake. Shedeur, I like this in your bag, my guy. I see you. Sell the fake right there. Pretend like you don't got it. Jayden Verse goes with the fake. Boom, I got him. Now watch this throw. On a run, put it on. Come on now. I love it. I love it. From start to finish. Checking at the line. They go to Mike. 555 is a Mike. Quincy Williams pointing it out. Making sure the offensive line know. Boom. Let's go. Hike. Sell the play action. Get the tight end and the D end to crash down like Jayden Verse is doing. Then, whoop, psych. Boom. And they put on money. And look, guys, everybody, Jerry got hands. Jerry can catch. Oh, my goodness. Can we drop a bomb for Jerry Jeudy? Can we drop a bomb for Jerry Jeudy? Jerry do know how to catch, chat. Jerry know how to catch, chat. Can we drop another bomb for Jerry Jeudy? I guess he do. I guess some, hey, chat, I guess some hands do work. I guess some hands do work, chat. I'm just saying. Now, chat, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, chat. Our guy's still going to do what it do. We're going to get into some of the propaganda that's being spelled. But you know, on training camp days, you know how we do, chat. You know I like to show you a couple clips. You know I like to break it down just a little bit. So we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down. Because this would have been on repeat. This right here. Ooh. good feet, good base, good ball. Ooh, Samson put that other hand right there, baby. But regardless, incompletion. That's okay. But I just wanted to show this chat because we see it time and time again. Sometimes they catch it, like Isaiah Bod did the other day during practice, and sometimes they drop it. But time after time, play after play, practice after practice, we see the dimes. So, chat, this is Overreaction Monday. I saw a lot of overreactions on the internet today, chat. I saw a lot of people talking out the side of their necks today, chat. Chat, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. The propaganda today, chat. Yeah, it was out there. It was out there. But first, before we get into the propaganda, I just want to show you a real one's opinion. I just want to show you a real person's take. G. Bush, he had a nice take today early on the subject. He had a nice take today early on the Ultimate Cleveland Browns show. And I want to show my folks and my good people and you some things that G. Bush said that gave me potentially a little comfort. Because G. Bush, he called it down the middle. He kept it a buck. He was honest. And I can appreciate that. I can always appreciate the honesty. I can always appreciate somebody calling it straight down the middle. You understand me? So, yes, these are a few throws from practice. All right? If I can show you another one. Is that okay? Is that allowed? Because we always show you the good. We always going to show you the good, chat. But if I'm being honest, we got to show you the bad, don't we? If I'm being honest, we got to show you the bad. Shedeur, coming to the front of the congregation, baby. Coming to the front of the congregation, because now I done saw it twice. Shedeur, coming to the front of the congregation. Because I'm going to tell y'all why we going to be back chilling. I'm going to tell you why Shedeur still has a chance. And I'm going to tell you why, at the end of the day, Shedeur is still him. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why it's Shedeur's job to lose. But Shedeur, what we not going to do and what we not going to have is what I see here. Because not only did I see it Saturday, I saw it today during practice. And Shedeur, we can't give these folks a reason now. I don't care if it's practice. Because when we do it, it's not okay. When they do it, it didn't happen. That's Shedeur throwing the ball. Threw it right to him and he dropped it. I'm going to show you the full clip later on. But Shedeur, they play defense for a reason. That's because they can't catch. They play defense for a reason, Shedeur. We get that. But even him, you see how he dropped it like that? Because he wasn't expecting it to be overthrown. He like, Shedeur don't usually throw it to me like that. Shedeur don't usually do that. But Shedeur, it's 2 times in a row, baby. I saw it last Saturday and I'm seeing it again today. We ain't going to do it. Get it out your system today. Shedeur. Get it out. I don't want to see no more. No more locked doors. No more of this. Get out your system. But like I told you, Chad, we're going to show the good, and then we're going to show the bad. We're going to show the good. Always going to show the good. But we also going to talk about the bad, and we're going to also show the bad. So, Shedeur, get out your system today. All right? So that way we can move on. Okay? We're going to be all right, chat. Because I'm going to continue to tell you, and I'm going to break it down all the way. So that way you can understand why this week is Shedeur's job to lose. Because Shedeur, we need you to go out there and ball on Thursday in that joint practice with the ones, because you're going to get them reps. And we need you to ball on Saturday when everybody and their mama going to be watching. That's what our focus is. Attacking the day come Thursday and attacking the day come Saturday. But we need you to start building and stacking these days. And with that throw, nope. Would that throw from Saturday? Nope. Don't give him a chance. Don't give him an opportunity. I don't want to hear nothing. We can't give him no ammunition. Can't get him no fuel. You understand me? So, Shedeur, hey, we're going to be all right, baby. Because remember, it's preseason. It's practice. But, Shedeur, we can't have none of that this week. Come Thursday, we need you cooking. We need you out here steaming once you leave that field. I need to see about 1,000 clips of you just cooking. But G. Bush, can you talk to my people and tell them what you saw during that game on Saturday? Because it's Overreaction Monday, but I want to hear your reaction. Oh, hold on, chat. My bad, chat.
He's going to fight to push the ball downfield. And I think if you can eliminate some of the turnovers and if you can eliminate some of those, characteristic things like that, I think it gives your team a better opportunity to open up the field and to get bigger plays. I like to play the Floria. I like the fact that you come out in the third quarter, and I thought this was a little more of a difficult read. Deshaun Watson came out and they ran the ball 3 times. They came out at halftime and they play action with Shedeur Sanders, got back to the 5th, hit Gage Larvadain for a big play.
And you just said something that was key, Shedeur. Because, chat, let me take you back to Saturday, because if you watched the game, you saw it with your own 2 eyes, too. If you watched the game Saturday, chat, you saw it with your own 2 eyes. With Deshaun Watson, he ain't played it over 600 days, chat. And what we saw from him was okay. What we saw from him was what we expected and was actually exceed my expectations, to be honest with you. Because I thought Deshaun Watson was going to play way worse, if I'm being totally honest. But G. Bush makes a great point. He makes a great point. When Shedeur went out there, what's the first thing they do? Play action pass, boom, put it on Gage. When Deshaun went out there, we had 3 straight handoffs. Interesting. One player, we had to baby him a little bit, ease him into it. The other player, we had to throw him right into it, which was okay. But G. Bush, you make a great point. I want you to continue, though, my guy.
One of the things that we talked about was Shedeur Sanders and running backwards and his pocket presence. I thought he did a good job 2 or 3 times. It just wasn't nothing there. Find some way to get the ball out. I thought he did a good job with that, like that. And then with the cover 0 look, he's showing that, okay, I can change the protection. I can flip up things. I can give myself some more time. And if it's cover 0, I can find the guy. So there are some things in Shedeur Sanders games that I really liked that got better. The pocket presence was better. Understanding when you need to go is better. I like the fact that he's identifying where he needs to go with the ball more quickly. But if you're looking at it, the goal is no turnovers. Now, all 3 quarterbacks had turnovers, but
G, like I told my chat, all 3 quarterbacks had turnovers, but we can't be a part of them all 3. We just got to let them 2 have turnovers. We can't give these people a reason. We can't give them any ammunition. Today they had ammunition. Today they had the right to come out and talk out the side of their necks because we gave them the ammunition. We let them. We allowed them to talk today when they shouldn't have. But we did that. Shedeur, with that ball you threw, yeah, it slipped, but we can't have none of that. You playing in the Midwest, my guy. You playing in rain, sleet, snow, thunder, storms, tsunamis, hurricanes. In the Midwest, you don't know what to expect as far as weather. So we ain't going to say it slipped every time. No, we are not. But Shedeur, hey, it's okay. Because this our week. But G. Bush, continue.
That the turnover is something that is going to go against you. So at the end of the day, I gave him a C. I gave Deshaun Watson a B. I thought Deshaun Watson, played better in that game. And a lot of people, to be honest with you, like, that's what they saw. A lot of people going to say, like, yeah, am I saying that the competition is over? No, but you got to come out against the Bills and do your thing. I saw some good stuff, seen some bad stuff. So we'll see how it works this week.
Jay, did he meet or exceed?
He played about how I expected him to play. You got the full Shedeur experience. You got the good, the bad, and the crazy.
See? The good, the bad, the crazy, chat. He said we got the good, the bad, and the crazy. Chat. Yes, indeed. I'm saying it's two different standards for every single quarterback. They going to judge Shedeur Sanders differently than how they judge Deshaun Watson. They going to judge Dillon Gabriel differently than how they judge Shedeur Sanders. Chat, that is a world we live in. It's not black and white anywhere. Any way you slice it. Any way you slice it. So, yes, I am saying that it's double standards. Yes, I am saying at the end of the day, what Shedeur do? Hey, it's put under a microscope. What Deshaun do? Hey, we looking at it, but we ain't looking that hard. What Dillon Gabriel do? We taking a peek at it, but we really don't care. So, yes, these quarterbacks, they are judged differently. Man, and this guy, Jason Lloyd, ain't never picked up a football. Ain't never seen a weight room. But I'm going to let you finish, Jason, because we gave you the ammunition. I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah.
So, listen, he throws a great deep ball. Like,
he does.
No one will dispute that. But you can't live in the NFL as a starting quarterback just by throwing deep and waiting for plays to break down and making something happen. You have to operate play to play, and it's not just the NFL.
Especially in today's NFL.
Yeah.
That's a fact. We know that. So with Shedeur Sanders, what we got to do today, we got to see you continue to put all the pieces together. We got to continue to see you put all the pieces together. We got to see you being consistent. The consistent assassin. That's what we need. We need clips like this. Well, we hit the check down. All right. We need more of that. Just getting it out. Living to fight another day. As you can see on this throw, third down. Guess what? Good completion. Moving the sticks. That's what we expect, Shedeur. Every time. Because like Jason said, he gave you a backhanded compliment. Well, we know he can throw it deep. Well, we know he can make splash plays. Well, but you can't survive in the NFL doing that. Yes, my good sir, we do know that. So, Shedeur, this Saturday, what we need to see from you is exactly that, checking it down, moving the sticks. But you know what else we need to see? We got to also see you doing this. We got to also see you taking shots. We got to also see you taking chances, whether they catch it or not. We got to see you taking shots. We got to see you taking chances. And we got to see you checking it down. We got to see the complete package. This weekend, Shedeur, it is time for you to get in your Duffy. Not even in the, it's time for you to get in the bag. It's time for you to pull out all the stops. Because it's your job to lose, my guy. If it wasn't a true competition, you would not be splitting reps this week. Yesterday, I played it. We heard what Mary Kay asked. We heard what Mary Kay said. Well, Todd, the season is less than 4 weeks away. Do you still see? And you don't think you're putting the team behind by continuing to swap reps with the quarterbacks? Well, my good sir, or my good woman, guess what? If we still switching reps today, and if the practice schedule this week, chat, listen to me. If the practice schedule this week is still looking like this, then what we tripping for? What we worried about? At the end of the day, the ball now is in Shedeur Sanders' hands. Period, point blank, chat. It is Shedeur's job to lose. All we could ever ask for, chat, is a fair and equal opportunity. Todd Monken is giving us a fair, equal opportunity. It is now not up to me. It ain't up to him. It ain't up to him. It ain't up to her. It ain't up to Deion Sanders. It ain't up to Deion Sanders Jr. It ain't up to Shiloh. It ain't up to nobody else but that man, Shedeur Sanders, to seize a goddamn opportunity and make it undeniable. Make it undeniable why you should be QB1. Because if you come out on Thursday in this joint scrimmage Well, I'm going to have the clips loaded, and we going to watch it. You come out and balled in, something's going to need to be said. You come out and ball on Saturday, something's going to need to be said. So, Shedeur, it ain't up to nobody else. This is a Browns practice schedule this week. Today, we saw Shedeur out there with the ones, right? This is what we saw today. We saw him out there. You see you, Shedeur. Might be a sack. Potentially could be. Tight end getting out late. Flowing back. Throwing on a run. Tight end went up and grabbed it. Hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. Today's Shells. You see Fano. You see Junkins. You see 71. You see that starting offensive line. Junkins picking up a nice block. There you go, getting in his chest. Yeah. Yeah. I see it. You see it. So that means, hey, Shedeur. Hey, Shedeur. Hey, we right on schedule, baby. It's your week. And ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuses this week. It's time to put up or shut up. And I believe you're going to put the hell up. I believe you're going to get out here and ball. I believe you're going to turn heads and you're going to prove all the haters and the doubters wrong. But just because I say it, that don't mean it's going to happen. Just because I believe it, that don't mean it's going to happen. Just because I want it to happen, that don't mean it's going to happen. Shedeur Sanders, it is up to you to go out here and make it happen. Ain't up to nobody else. We need you to consistently do this. Hey, get it out. Hit that back foot. Put it on. Simple. Easy. Get it out. Put it on. Get it out. Put it on. Keep the chains moving. Hit your guys who are the playmakers in open space and let them cook and do the rest. When it's time for a splash play, it's time for a deep shot, it's time for a bomb, then be decisive and throw it up there for one of your guys. But Shedeur, we need consistency. We need you this week to show up and show the F out. Period. Period. There's nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Shedeur, we need you at the end of the day to do exactly what we know you're capable of doing. All right? I want to show this clip one more time because this is what we're capable of. I want to show this clip one more time because this is what we're capable of. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Out here on the sideline. Woo! We here. But Shedeur, we know this is what you're capable of. We know you got this in your bag. Let's drop another bomb for this. We know you're capable of this. I didn't see Aaron Rodgers do this. Y'all got to understand. I'm a Bears fan. I'm a Browns fan now. But I done seen Aaron Rodgers do this against my squad time and time again. So, Shedeur, for you to put this in your bag, this in your Duffy, I like it. And I know this is what you're capable of. But I need the whole world to see it. Aaron Rodgers do this. Hey, chat, hey, I'm not going to lie. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I grew up in the shack. I saw Aaron Rodgers do this same play action move time and time again, and now Shedeur Sanders had added this to his Duffy. I love it. I love it. Shedeur, we ain't gonna only need that. My guy, we ain't gonna only need that. We gonna need a lot more. We gonna need a lot more. You understand me? When I say a lot, I mean a lot more. This is your week to turn up. This is your week to go get everything that we know you can get. Point blank, period. Let's roll the next clip. Chat, I'm going to get back into some of the propaganda that's being spilled, but right now we got to talk about practice. Shedeur Sanders today, he had a solid day with the ones. Had a solid day with the ones. Good pass, put it only where his guy can get it. Waited for the route to develop. Great catch by Harold Fannin. Good throw and catch by both players. This is one of Shedeur's touchdowns of the day. When they got to the red zone today, I'm going to show you multiple red zone touchdowns from Shedeur Sanders, because when they got to the red zone today during practice, Shedeur cooked. And yes, folks, we're still talking about practice, because practice at the end of the day is important. Because this is the most important week of practice that Shedeur Sanders is ever going to have. Thus far in his career, this week right here is his most important week that he's had so far in the NFL. Today, you did well with the ones, Shedeur. Tomorrow's Deshaun's day. Let's see how he does. Then you come back Wednesday, but we watching that Thursday. That Thursday is when we're going to need you to turn up. That Thursday is when we're going to need the wrist up. That Thursday for that joint practice, we're going to have you cook like no other. Period. Now, can we get back into some of the propaganda that's being spelled out around here? Can we talk about it? Because the propaganda, folks, it's alive and well. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's dispel a little bit of it.
Saturday, the starters aren't expecting to play if they handle their business on Thursday, which makes things very interesting for Shedeur Sanders, who I made the mistake on my Sunday show of saying this is the biggest week of Shedeur's life. This is his chance, his golden opportunity.
We appreciate the bold takes, though,
to win the starting job. And then
you see how he got that smirk on his face? I want that smirk to be wiped off his face this week. Because you said that because that's truly what you believe and that's truly what you thought. But now you're hearing all the other chirps. Now you're feeding into all the other propaganda like your pals and your buddies. No. We can't have that. We can't have that. We can't have that. We can't have that. Because now you flip-flopping. Because if this was the most important week, what's changed? What's changed? They still swapping reps. He's still going back with the first team today. So what's changed? Deshaun Watson looked okay in a game where, at the end of the day, he was supposed to look okay. He was supposed to. So what's changed? But I'm going to let you finish. Is it because of the interception?
And I come in today, Todd Monken lays out the schedule for the weekend. I'm like, there's no way in hell Shedeur Sanders is going to win this starting quarterback job. While by the
chat, you heard him say it.
And then I come in today, Todd Monken lays out the schedule for the weekend. I'm like, there's no way in hell Shedeur Sanders is going to win this starting.
And then you see how he's laughing. I'm not laughing, bro. I don't find anything that you're saying funny or amusing. I don't want to chuckle. This isn't a joking or a laughing matter. But I'm going to let you finish. Did y'all see how they smile and they hee-hee and they ha-ha? Now, what happens if Shedeur Sanders outplays Deshaun Watson during the joint practices come Thursday and he cooks? And we see those numbers and there's no AI in them. What happens if he comes out Saturday and he throws multiple touchdowns and he cooks? What's going to happen then? What happens if Todd Monken suddenly says Shedeur Sanders is our starting quarterback next week? Guess what? I'm going to pull up this receipt and we're going to talk about it. But it's Overreaction Monday. So I'm going to let you finish.
Quarterback job, while by the journalistic integrity law of the land, no decision has been made by the Cleveland Browns. I think the decision's been made. We're going to have Deshaun Watson in week 1.
Yeah, I agree. And I thought it was interesting because you alluded to like the practice schedule and what the plan.
I mean, the practice schedule. What about the practice schedule? I see our guy getting a lot of reps with the ones this week. The season 4 weeks away. At the end of this week, the season gonna be 3 weeks away. So they saying it's over, chat. They saying it's over. Okay. So now that you picked that side, stay over there. But my good sir, I'm gonna let you finish.
Plan is going to be for Thursday and then Saturday, and he had talked to Joe Brady about that, obviously on Monday, or I guess technically he talked to him on Sunday. Like he did, it was weird because he said if we get what we want on Thursday, the starters probably won't play, but he also got to like the older starters, so that made me think like you could see Spencer Fano out there, you could see the young receiver still out there. So it seems like Shedeur will maybe get at least some of the ones with him, or some of the guys are projected as ones with him. But you're right. He's not going to get the exact same scenario that Deshaun got, which was here's the first team offense in all its glory. Go see what you can do. And
so you're saying it's Sabotage Stefanski 2.0? Well, yesterday we talked about it. It's a reason for it. The Browns, we know, have no depth. So they can't afford anybody to get hurt. At the end of the day, yes, unfortunately, Shedeur Sanders this week. Unfortunately, this week, if we're talking about it, if we're being honest, he won't have every single weapon that Deshaun Watson had. He won't. Todd Monken's even come out and said it. But hold your horses, my guy, because the competition is far from over. But we're going to talk about it, chat, and I'm going to tell you why. Continue.
That combined with what he said in his Zoom press conference on Sunday, Daryl, I thought was really, really telling. It was the comment where he basically said, yeah, at this point, this is what I sort of, it kind of came off like he made a promise to Shedeur that this is how it was going to go. And so in the name of being fair, he's going to stick with it. And he said something like in the past tense, it was like, I did think going into Saturday was close. And that made me, the sirens went off a little bit there. It was like, you did think it was close. So now are you saying that maybe Deshaun separated himself with the way he played? Like you saw all the things you wanted to see, you checked all the boxes, and now he's separating. So I'm with you. I think going into this week, he has I don't know if we could put like a percentage on it, but I think it's like, he's like 85, 90% certain. Like I'm going with Deshaun week 1. And that extra 10% is like, all right, if Shedeur really balls out and like kills the Bills on Thursday and has a really good preseason game, maybe I change my mind. We know he has a propensity to do that. But yeah, I think you're right. Like I think reading the tea leaves here, it feels like it's very much trending towards Deshaun Watson being the quarterback week 1.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So chat, we saw what they said. We just heard what they said. Right? It's Deshaun Watson week 1. It's Deshaun Watson, huh? Okay. Regardless, even if it is Deshaun Watson, going back to the point, we still gonna get our shot this year, period. But chat, don't let the propaganda fool you, chat. Don't let the propaganda fool you, chat. Don't let it fool you. Todd, I need you to come back into the front of the congregation. We played this yesterday, but chat, we got to revisit it. Because they talking a lot about what Todd Monken said. Well, let's just see and listen to what Todd Monken said.
Yeah, Todd, just wondering, with this being such a big week and with the regular season opener less than a month away, what gives you a comfort level that you can still afford to split up the reps like this and really still alternate these guys and pretty much not know what your situation is going to be until after this Bills game, probably?
Well,
chat. I'm going to let Todd finish, but did you hear the question? Hey, listen to the question one more time for me, chat.
Season opener less. Yeah, Todd, just wondering, with this being such a big week and with the regular season opener less than a month away, what gives you a comfort level that you can still afford to split up the reps like this and really still alternate these guys and pretty much not know what your situation is going to be until after this Bills game, probably.
We're going to let Todd answer this question, chat, but let me interject for 2 seconds. I just read somebody comment and it said, I don't want him to get a shot. I want him to start. KC M 5415. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't want him to just get a shot. I want him to start too. And the best man is going to win this competition. Todd Monken knows. The beat reporters in Cleveland are horrible. But Mary Kay brought up a good question. Todd, it's 4 weeks until the season starts, Todd. 4 weeks until the season starts. Why? Why on earth, Todd, are you giving both of these quarterbacks still reps? Well, even though the season starts in 4 weeks, each quarterback, when they're switching reps, normally it goes like this. If you know your starting quarterback, you know what's going to happen every single day during practice. Let me break it down to you. Every single day during practice, the starting quarterback, he's going to get about 7 reps with the first team. And then the backup quarterback is going to get maybe about 3 or 4. That's typically how it goes. And that's with every single set or every single thing that you do. With what's going on during camp thus far, the quarterbacks have been switching off like this all camp long. Todd Monken in the back of his head, he knows at the end of the day, Deshaun Watson ain't played in 2 years. We still got to bring him along to develop him. Shedeur Sanders is only in his 2nd season. We still got to bring him along and develop him. So with both of our quarterbacks still needing development, instead of just giving them 7 reps and naming one of them the starter, how about we give them all full days like we've been doing? Shedeur Sanders went all day with the ones today. Deshaun Watson will go all day with the ones tomorrow. Shedeur Sanders going to be back with the ones on Wednesday. And then for that joint practice, read in between the lines, chat, for that joint practice. The day before they actually have a real game. Because chat, if I show you what Todd Monken said today, all right, I just showed you, because really I just wanted to play Mary Kay and what she asked Todd Monken. But if I show you what Todd Monken said today, chat, and it's leaning off of what that guy, their writer, just said. Listen to me, chat. Listen clearly. Shedeur Sanders, you don't think he's going to be ready come that joint scrimmage on Thursday if he's going the day before with the ones? You think that boy ain't going to be ready? Huh? Now, let's make it make sense, chat. Let's make it make sense, because now I'm going to wrap this up in a bow for you and tell you why Shedeur Sanders has a chance. They've been switching reps like this all season. If it was really not a competition, if it was really not close, they would still be switching reps 4 weeks before the season. They would not still be switching reps when they're playing potentially a playoff team this week. The Buffalo Bills in this Thursday scrimmage will be the closest thing to a real game that they will have. So let me break it down even further. With them and this potentially being a real game, Todd Monken said both quarterbacks will get an opportunity to go out there with the ones. Both of them. So with that being said, chat, you got to understand this. This is a real game come Thursday. This is a real game come Thursday. We have to look at Thursday because Todd Monken said this earlier today. And after he say this, I'm going to bring it all and wrap it in a nice little bow for you.
About that.
Hold on, chat. Hold on. Let me go ahead and do this. Because you can't hear him and I can't hear him either. My bad, chat. That's on me.
If we see out of our ones, our group, our older players, what we want to see on Thursday, they would not play in the game. We agreed upon that.
So he's basically saying, if they see out of their ones, their first group, basically they ain't playing. Okay, continue, Todd.
Okay, the plan is that we'll play our ones a significant amount against each other, right? On Thursday in a controlled environment. Not that the other guys aren't going to get reps, but in a controlled environment and see where we're at. I would assume if it's anything like we practiced before, that it'll be on point with what we want and what we see. And then we get to see where we stack up against one of the premier teams over the last 10 years making the playoffs. I'm excited for that because in that practice, we get to see our ones against ones, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be fun. I got a lot of respect for Joe and the staff there. And when Sean initially started and where Joe's trying to take it.
So Todd, now my good man, I bring you back to this. You said that the older players, essentially the veterans, is going to be ones versus ones for most of that practice. If the ones play well, then some of them will not play Saturday. That's what you said, right, Todd? Okay. Now, Chad, I need you to hear me. I need you to listen. I need you to understand. Okay? Todd said that for a reason. Todd said that for a reason. Y'all can believe potentially Todd playing in our face. Y'all can believe that potentially they doing this just for optics, just for it to look like it's a competition. But chat, the NFL is a real league. Todd Monken is a real coach. Andrew Berry came out earlier and also talked earlier today about what everybody and their mama's saying about this quarterback competition. My good friends, my good folks, is it okay if I show you real quick what Andrew Berry said too? Is it okay if I show you what Andrew Berry said, chat? Before I wrap this thing up and kind of really explain to you what's really going on? Is this okay, chat? Because you probably ain't seen this, but I seen it.
How much of the pressure is on you to start the Watson because of what you're paying?
Yeah, it's a great question. I know that can be a common narrative in professional sports, but you're 100% right that it doesn't matter what they're paid when they're on the field. Like, what we want are wins and performance and production. I think we saw good things from both guys. Obviously, look, it's preseason, so guys aren't going to be perfect. I think we continue to see major growth in Shedeur's game, both in terms of his processing speed. We know he's got a really natural touch with the deep ball. We know he's naturally accurate. I think you watch him in terms of how he navigates the pocket. That's greatly improved from his rookie year. And then really, the operation as well, because this offense puts a lot on the quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage. I think both of those guys really handled it well. Obviously, don't like to see the turnover. I think Shedeur said after the game, eyes in the right place, good decision, didn't execute the throw. And that's accurate. Like, guys are going to have bad throws. In his case, I think, obviously the inside of the pocket kind of got pushed into his lap a little bit, which probably caused a little bit of a higher trajectory on the throw. On the whole, a lot of good to take. And then some good moments where we're going to be able to coach off of them and then really improve as we go into the Buffalo week.
So Todd, Monken, and then Andrew Berry, they both just spoke on this. Andrew Berry, can you repeat what you said at the beginning, please, for the people in the back?
How much of the pressure is on you to start the Watson because of what you're paying?
Yeah, it's a great question. I know that can be a common narrative in professional sports.
Look at Hayden's face. He really asked him that. Look at Hayden's face. He hold on. I got to sit up for this answer. But listen, chat.
But you're 100% right that it doesn't matter what they're paid when they're on the field. Like, what we want are wins and performance and production.
We want results. We want results. So chat. Here's the results so far this camp. Do we remember the results from the game? We remember those results from the game too. So if we're looking at everything in its totality, if we're listening to what Todd Monken has said, if we're listening to what Andrew Berry just said, chat, I need you to pump your brakes. I need you to pump your brakes. And I need you to take a look at the results. Okay? This is Deshaun Watson. This is what he did, right? I just saw you what they've done thus far during camp, right? Now, let me go ahead, break it all the way down for you. Let me go ahead, put it in a way where you understand. Shedeur Sanders, this week, it is his job to lose. They've seen Shedeur Sanders every single day. Every single day since OTAs. Andrew Berry knows that he has 2 first-round draft picks next year in the draft. 2. Andrew Berry knows that it would be malpractice if they did not see what Shedeur Sanders had this season. Andrew Berry knows at the end of the day, we've seen Deshaun. We've seen him. He's played 19 games in the last 5 years. 19 games in the last 5 years. We know what we have in Deshaun Watson. It's nothing new, chat. Stop listening to the propaganda. Continue to let it play out. Because somebody just said it. J Riz 9509, you just said it. Barry sounds calm and comfortable. Because they've been watching this man, Shedeur Sanders, since OTAs. All we see is clips, chat. We don't know what's happening in the meeting rooms. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. We only know sometimes what we see, and sometimes that is not the full picture. So let me give you the full picture. Shedeur Sanders this week, once again, it is his job to lose. They're 4 weeks away from playing their first game, and that's including this week. After this week, then it's down to 3. Shedeur Sanders is still practicing with the ones. Today, I just showed you clips, and I got more clips to show you. Shedeur Sanders practice with the ones. Tomorrow, Deshaun practices with the ones. Wednesday, the day before the actual game day, Shedeur Sanders practicing with the ones. And then he's going to practice with the ones again that Thursday. And then he's going to start that Saturday. And we 4 weeks away from the season. So my good people, stop hopscotching, stop double dutching, stop hopping from this side to that side. Pick a side, and I just want you to sit and stay there just for a little bit. Because I need you to understand this. They would not still be allowing both players to take reps with the ones if it wasn't really a competition and if it wasn't close. You can feel like they play in front of our faces. You can feel like Deshaun Watson has a lead. You can feel like it's Deshaun Watson's job and he's going to start in that first preseason game. You can feel all those kind of ways. But I'm here to tell you, sit back, relax. Somebody said in the chat, you see how calm Andrew Berry was? He ain't mentioned nothing about Deshaun. He ain't mentioned nothing about what Deshaun did. He talking about Shedeur. Shedeur is a part of the future. Shedeur is part of that young core. It's Shedeur's opportunity to lose. Shedeur has to go out here and look bad. But they've been talking about how good he's looked since the beginning of OTAs, since the beginning of the offseason training program. Shedeur has put in the work. And yes, I don't mean nothing. But I'm telling you, chat, this practice schedule would not look like this if it wasn't still a race. In a race, the turtle can be ahead. The rabbit can be ahead. The turtle can be ahead. The rabbit can be ahead. But it's a marathon, not a sprint, chat. It's a marathon. So potentially, are they still switching reps because both quarterbacks, instead of taking just 7 reps, instead of taking just 7, they're getting the entire day. Instead of taking just 6 or 5 here and there, they're getting the entire day. And if we're combining all the days, if we're looking at everything, yes, we still owe Deshaun Watson $40 million. But we looking ahead to the future. We got rid of Myles Garrett for a reason, chat. And that wasn't to look in the past. That wasn't to see what we still got. Have you ever thought about maybe Todd Monken is giving Deshaun Watson these reps? Because if Shedeur Sanders goes down, we still need a goddamn competent backup. It's 17 games in a season. We still need our backup to be comfortable with going with who? The ones. Constructing the whole team. Getting everybody together. Just like it's the opposite for Shedeur. If Deshaun Watson's a starting quarterback, we still need a competent backup. And Shedeur Sanders to back up who? Deshaun Watson. So, Chad, let me bring this point up once again. They got rid of Myles Garrett for a reason. If they thought they had a chance to win this year, if they thought Deshaun Watson was still that guy, it wouldn't be still a competition. They have O-line problems, potentially, with a whole new revamped offensive line. That's a fact. The running back's okay. Samson? Chat, hold on. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing about Samson. Don't say nothing about our running backs. Because the running backs, they're going to be out. The running backs, they're going to be out. Samson, he's going to be out. Quinshawn, he's going to be out. Don't say nothing about the running backs. The running backs going to be all right. The offensive line, we're a little worried about. But chat, listen. At the end of the day, if Deshaun Watson was that much better, why is he in a race with Shedeur Sanders and he's been in the league 10 years? How come it wouldn't be like Kyler Murray, chat, and J.J. McCarthy? J.J. McCarthy's damn near in his 3rd year. Kyler Murray in his 7th or 8th. And they said, you know what? The competition's over. Kyler, you got it. Deshaun Watson, he looked presentable, yes. But when we traded Myles Garrett, that proved we no longer looking back. Jimmy Haslam came out. And he said, what about Deshaun Watson? Oh, that was a hit and a miss. That was a swing and a miss. And then he came out and said, oh, well, Deshaun Watson still has a chance. Well, my good sir, 2 things at once cannot be true. You can't say it was a swing and a miss, get in Deshaun, and then say he still has a chance. It's the optics. Shedeur Sanders, you got to earn this job. Shedeur Sanders, you got to work for this job. Shedeur Sanders, if you really want to show everybody you got to show the whole world. That's why you're still switching with the ones. That's why we haven't made a decision. You haven't taken the job yet. But this week, it's your opportunity, Shedeur. Take the goddamn job. Take the goddamn job. And if I come back on here, Jay Davis, 2842. If I'm wrong, I'm going to hop back on here and I'm going to say I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I need you to hop back in here 1,000 times and blow up the comments and blow up the chat and say, yeah, you was right. That's all. I can call a spade a spade. But at the end of that game Saturday, well, all the chips are pushed to the middle, Well, we've seen Deshaun Watson, what he had with the ones and what he's done with the twos. We're going to see what Shedeur Sanders did with the twos, what he's done with the ones. All the chips going to be in the middle of the table. And we're going to examine them and take a look. But chat, listen to how calm Andrew Berry is. Listen to how Andrew Berry seems like he might know something that everybody else don't know. Can we replay it? Listen to Andrew Berry.
Our wins and performance and our win, what we want are our wins and performance and production. I think we saw good things from both guys. Obviously, look, it's preseason, so guys aren't going to be perfect. I think we continue to.
He said, "Look, it's preseason. Guys aren't going to be perfect. We know that." Continue, Andrew.
See major growth in Shedeur's game, both in terms of his processing speed. We know he's got a really natural touch with the deep ball. We know he's naturally accurate. I think you watch him in terms of how he navigates the pocket. That's greatly improved from his rookie year. And then really, the operation as well, because this offense puts a lot on the quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage. I think both of those guys really handled it well.
You see how he did? He like, hold on, I can't tip the hand. Let me hurry up and make sure I mention something about Deshaun. But continue.
Obviously, don't like to see the turnover. I think Shedeur said after the game, eyes in the right place, good decision, didn't execute the throw.
He ain't talking about nothing that has to do with Deshaun Watson. Because as a GM, as someone who know I got 2 first-round picks next year that I'm going to use potentially on a quarterback, or I'm going to use to build around this young team and build around a young man in Shedeur Sanders who proves his worth this year. Chat. Relax. Andrew Berry, yes, he's always calm. But dog, read between the lines.
And that's accurate. Like, guys are going to have bad throws. In his case, I think, obviously the inside of the pocket kind of got pushed into his lap a little bit.
See, he even making excuses for Shedeur. What the hell? Hey, Andrew, we don't need the excuses. Shedeur threw an interception. I don't care if the pocket was collapsing. I don't care if it slipped. He threw the interception. But even Andrew Berry caping for Shedeur. Cut it out. And he's caping because deep down, they know what they want to see. They know what they have to see. Even if Deshaun Watson starts by some miraculous chance, maybe everybody is right. Maybe their writer is right. Maybe everybody and their mama, they're correct. Shedeur Sanders still going to touch that field this year. Because people making it seem like Deshaun Watson going to play the whole season. Regardless, though, Shedeur Sanders is going to start. And if he doesn't, I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be the first one to say he's not. To say I was wrong. Because Deshaun Watson, y'all ain't hear him say his arm was numb after getting hit one time? Everybody glossed over that. Everybody forgot about that real quick. But I'm showing you this because even Andrew Berry, like, relax. It's a preseason, dog. It's a preseason. It was one interception. But it was one too many.
Which probably caused a little bit of a higher trajectory on the throw. On the whole, a lot of good to take, and then some good moments where we're going to be able to coach off of them and then really improve as we go into the Buffalo week.
That's it. We got to improve and get better. But I want to bring up this point before I continue.
If you want to say Deshaun had the better game, yeah, I'd probably agree with you.
Yeah.
But Shedeur made the 2 biggest plays. Well, technically 3 biggest plays of the game with the interception, but the 2 best throws of the game go to Shedeur.
And once Deshaun had the fumble, I thought he was spooked a little bit. Like if we played out a whole entire rest of the game, Nick, I think it goes real south for Deshaun Watson after that point because and you saw for the couple series he got after the fumble happened, he didn't look the same. He started throwing balls in the dirt. He started missing receivers. And I know he talked about it, and I don't know why this is not getting nearly enough run, Nick.
And what he said is right. After Deshaun Watson had that fumble, he had happy feet. Started throwing balls in the dirt. He looked unsettled. I was there. I saw it in person. Somebody said, hey, Jay Davis, after you just said that, I can't listen to nothing. I can't listen to nothing. Nothing else you saying if you said Watson playing the whole season. You're a fool. And I'm sorry to disrespect you like that, but if you think Watson gonna play the whole season, now you're really tripping. Now you're really tripping. The last full season he played was 7 years ago in 2019. In 2019, I said 2019. Holy. In 2019 was the last full season Deshaun Watson played, and that was 7 years ago, my guy. Cut it out. Stop it. Even if Deshaun Watson starts, he's not going to play the whole season. But that's not the point. Stop. Let's stay on task. But with you saying that, Jay, with you saying that, you're tripping. With you saying that, at the end of the day, dog, Deshaun, why would we play him? What's the need? 5 games in 19 years. Buddy, I think we know what you got. You had 2 Achilles injuries. You had a shoulder surgery. The shoulder surgery, maybe that's the same elbow.
He had numbness in his arm. Openly talked about it. Why is no one discussing that part of this equation? Like, if we're worried about his health and we're worried about the injuries that constantly pop up, and he said throughout parts of that game he had numbness in his arm. Now, he
didn't say throughout parts. He got hit with his funny bone. He got hit with his funny bone. He got hit on the funny bone, potentially.
Thought it was just a funny bone issue and everything was going to be fine, but he legitimately had numbness in his arm during that game. Like, that's not passing necessarily the I'm the healthiest guy in the world now check.
See? What you gonna say now, Jay? I'm just asking for a friend. But if we really talking about it, if we bring in this conversation full circle, even with the numbness in the arm, the fact that you even mentioned that, the fact that he even came out and said it, we all done got numbness in our arm before. We all done hit our funny bone before. That's like a 2-3 second thing and it goes away. He made it seem like, dog, it was there for a minute. And I pray and I agree. We don't want to see Deshaun Watson hurt at all, period. I want him being healthy the whole season. Facts. We don't wish no injury upon no player. And that's like so much of an emphasis. We don't wish injury on nobody. If we're going to still win this job, it's going to be fair and square. We all get hit in the elbow. But do your elbow stay numb damn near forever or for a while? Nah. But we ain't talking about the numbness, though. I just wanted to bring that up because ain't nobody really talking about it. And I just wanted to bring it up so that way we can talk about it. But what we're going to continue to talk about is this practice schedule. This is what we're going to continue to talk about. Because everybody jumping to conclusions. Because, Jay, what you going to say and what everybody going to say if Thursday come and we hit Deshaun Watson through 3 interceptions? What everybody going to say if Thursday come and we hit Deshaun Watson couldn't hit the side of a barn? Deshaun Watson looked horrible versus the Bills. And Shedeur Sanders ball. What everybody going to say then? Y'all must have forgot what Shedeur did to the Buffalo Bills last year. And yeah, we talking about last year, and that's old news. That's old-ish. But he damn near almost beat the Buffalo Bills last year. He damn near outplayed Josh Allen head-to-head. Just saying. But we tend to forget that. Deshaun Watson, yeah, he threw the ball today. But with the numbness, I thought it was interesting. All right, I'm not going to hit that point. I just wanted to show you the video. But for him to come out and say he even felt a little numbness in his arm and all that, like, yeah, funny bone, yeah, potentially. But we know you also had shoulder surgery. So it's not too much that we can look into with it, but we still got to look into it a little bit. He going to be all right. Deshaun will be. I promise you, he going to be all right. But that's besides the point. And let me show you this. Since we talk about Deshaun Watson. Hey, that arm look all right. That ball looked like it took a little bit to get there. That ball looked like it took a little bit to get there, though. I'm going to show you Deshaun Watson. You see Deshaun Watson throwing this, right? Okay. Now, let's watch Shedeur Sanders throw that same route. And you tell me which arm had more pop. You tell me which throw seemed to be maybe just a little bit, just had a little bit more on it. Just a little bit more something to it. Just bring this up just because we're talking about Deshaun, so we might as well continue to talk about it. They both look the same, right? Yeah. Okay. So both of the quarterbacks, they can still throw. Okay, we got that. Okay, we got that. Can we move on, chat? Can we move on? Because I got some more stuff I got to get to. I got some more propaganda I got to get to. All right, can we move on? Please. Is that allowed? It's Overreaction Monday. All right? It's Overreaction Monday. We can talk about everything. We can overreact to everything. All right? Welcome back in. If you're just not joining us, all right, if you looked at the QB tracker from all of the weeks combined, there you have it. All right? 14 days of training camp. You see the numbers. This is not including the preseason. We know what they did in the preseason. But this is including today. And every day of training camp thus far. All right? We see the numbers. You see them. All right? Let's move on, though.
Preseason action.
Hold on. Preseason action.
Week number 1. Lots to overreact to. But we're finally seeing quarterback competitions play out in preseason action. The Cleveland Browns kicked off the NFL Network triple header on Saturday against the Chicago Bears.
They did.
We did not play Caleb. It was a Tyson Bagent Saturday.
They not only didn't play Caleb, they didn't play anybody. They didn't play nobody. So remember that too. Because the one thing that I want y'all to understand, last week, they didn't play anybody. Deshaun Watson looked decent. Shedeur Sanders looked average. He threw an interception. Deshaun Watson had a turnover. And they didn't play anybody. But this Thursday, let me reiterate. This is like a game. This is as close to a game as it's going to get. This is as close to a game as it's going to get. So this Thursday, playing a real legitimate playoff team. I want to see them numbers and I want to see them stats. I want to see them numbers and I want to see them stats. Because I'm looking, what's going to happen again on Thursday?
About that, if we see out of our ones, our group, our older players, what we want to see on Thursday, they would not play in the game. We agreed upon that. Okay, the plan is that we'll play our ones a significant amount against each other, right? On Thursday in a controlled environment. Not that the other guys aren't going to get reps, but in a controlled environment and see where we're at. I would assume if it's anything like we practiced before, that it'll be on point with what we want and what we see.
So that's going to happen Thursday. That's going to happen Thursday. So come holler at me on Thursday. And come holler at me and tell me and let me know what Deshaun Watson do. We're going to be here to cover it. We're going to be here to talk about it. Come on, man. He ain't seen Taylor Green throw one pass in the NFL. He already said he's better than Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur. Yeah, I played at Arkansas, my friend, and I like Taylor Green. But cut it out.
Start for them. Antoine Randall called plays in the second half. Spoilers. When it all equals each other. We're going full deep into the preseason season. 30 against the Bears. Shedeur to follow. And then the following preseason week, we're going to go with Shedeur first and Deshaun Watson to follow.
Talk to me.
And Watson, overall, looked pretty darn good. I almost went higher register. Well, I mean, it wasn't perfect.
Wasn't perfect.
He did, fumble on a second quarter drive. The 10 points the Browns put up were both on drives, the touchdown and the field goal. On
Come on, Rich. If I'm playing it, you got to hurry up and get it out. My people don't got time for all that. All right, come on, Rich.
Drives that Watson was quarterbacking. Casey Concepcion ran one in, giving you an idea of how Monken can use some of his latest rookie weapons. Last year's rookie weapons are now second-year players.
Hold on. I just want to bring up a point. Hey, Coach G, 7-11. The Bears definitely blitz against Shedeur Sanders. They didn't really blitz at all. They didn't really blitz not once. At least from what I saw against Deshaun. But that's another story for another day. Maybe they wanted to just see their young players, see how they blitzed for the evaluation and things like that. But we ain't got to talk about all that. We ain't got to talk about all that.
And all the Browns have got to do is get some quality quarterback play, and they can make some hay. And I'm just rhyming now.
Yeah,
I know. Hey, Myles Garrett's out here, but they got Jared Verse, and that young Turk, that young Squire, is going to want to prove to a bunch of people that the thing that he does is sack quarterbacks, and he wants to be a leader here. All we got to do, Cleveland Browns fans, is get some quality quarterback play, and they can really be a sleeper team in 2026 for real. The question is
my bad, y'all.
Is the quarterback play going to be average or above average? And I'll say Deshaun Watson is going to have the thumb on the scale for him because of how much money they've put into him and how much capital, blood, sweat, and tears have gone into waiting for him to be healthy and full, mature, and clear of all his past.
But Rich, it's been 5 years. We $200+ million later. You think at some point we might have to do what, chat? At some point, we might have to turn the goddamn page. At some point, we might have to turn the page, Rich. I hear what you're saying. I know we owe him a lot of money. But at some point, chat, we got to turn the page. At some point. But Rich, I'm going to let you finish.
And his problems, and just focusing on playing quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, which he did to the tune, let me get this correct, of 11 for 14. 11 for 15, 126 yards and 2 scoring drives. Todd Monken said it was awesome to watch.
How did you think Deshaun Watson did in his?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, it was so cool to watch him play. I mean, I get all of the frustration.
Listen to this, chat.
Fans.
Todd Monken says, I get all the frustration. Fans, himself, and then he continues. But even with Todd Monken saying that, he knows the fans are frustrated. He knows the people are frustrated. He knows the people, they don't want to see no Deshaun Watson. Why you think he caping it? Why you think they trying so hard to still keep Shedeur Sanders in this competition? Because Shedeur, it is your job to lose. Deshaun Watson has had shoulder surgery, 2 Achilles surgeries. It was awesome. And I agree with Todd Monken. Be quite honest with you, it was amazing to goddamn see Deshaun Watson step out there and take another goddamn snap. Because I'm sure in his head, he had doubts. That man got over $200+ million. He don't got to play another NFL down, and his family is still set for generations to come. And for him to still want to go out there and still want to play, we're going to clap it up for him. It was amazing to see it. But once again, chat, at some point, we're going to have to flip the goddamn page. He's played 5 games in the last 19 years. I said 19 years. He's played 5 games. Well, not 5. I'm sorry, y'all. In 5 years, he plays 19 games. There we go. I got it. It just took me a minute, chat. My bad. In 5 years, he's played 19 games. If we were still banking on what Deshaun Watson was going to do, we would have never gave up Myles Garrett. If we were still banking on Deshaun Watson and seeing what he really had, we would have kept Myles Garrett and we would have tried to compete for a goddamn playoff spot in this AFC North. But with them trading Myles Garrett, That simply told you that, yes, Myles Garrett quietly requested a trade. That's another story for another day. But also, that tells you that they have turned the goddamn page. Now, Shedeur, in order for them to not only turn the page, but close the goddamn book, in order for them to not turn the page, but close the goddamn book, Shedeur, you got a ball this week. But Todd, I'm going to let you finish. Because what did you say?
The frustration by fans, himself, but for him to come back and work like he did is an unbelievable credit to him. And then to go out there, he was having fun today. And that is so cool. And I thought he really functioned at a high level. Certainly, we don't want to be taking timeouts. We sure as heck can't take delay of games.
We can't take timeouts. We can't take delay of games. Did Shedeur Sanders have a delay of game? Did they have to take a timeout because of Shedeur Sanders? Or was the operation good? The one thing that people can say about Shedeur Sanders that he did wrong was he threw a goddamn interception. Well, guess what, folks? It happens. Every quarterback in the NFL has thrown an interception. Peyton Manning in his first year, he threw over 20. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about preseason? We ain't talking about practice. We talking about the preseason? Oh, okay. But he said all these glowing remarks about Deshaun because he appreciates the climb from Deshaun. But at the end of the day, we saw Deshaun be checked down Charlie. We saw Deshaun get babied and eased into the game. We saw Shedeur come out there taking shots, trying to make a play and make something happen. For not only himself, but also, have y'all thought about this? Shedeur Sanders knows he has a roster spot on this team. Shedeur Sanders knows he has a spot on this team. Shedeur Sanders, at the end of the day, he knows. He knows. He knows that he got a spot on the squad. So have you ever thought about maybe he was throwing that ball up, or maybe he was giving some wide receivers who he know probably won't be on the team, who won't make the team? Maybe he's just giving them a shot just to see what they got. If we play Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders, what's going to be the difference? One player has extreme upside. The other player, we just been waiting 5 years to see what he got. One player we've been waiting for 5+ years to see what he got. The other player, we ain't even seen him really fully equipped and see fully what he's capable of doing. Shedeur Sanders came into the third quarter cooking after sitting on the bench cold. He came into the game after sitting on the bench cold cooking. Did he not? Did he not? Todd, do you remember that? Hold on, chat. My bad, chat. Hold on, chat. That's on me.
Forward most, just letting them go out there and let.
Hold on. Wrong time stamp, chat. Give me 2 seconds. Todd Monken, how did you feel about Shedeur Sanders coming into the game and starting
using up on?
Oh, I knew they was gonna do it to me, chat. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds, chat. They trying to mess up the momentum, but it's okay. We're gonna bring this all the way back around. But Todd Monken said Shedeur coming off the bench in his first pass being the Gage Larvadan, and it's a strike. Yes, he had a fumble snap on that drive. Yes, we remember that. But he also then came back that same drive, and he hit who? He hit who? That boy 81 on a nice little crossing route. On a nice little deep post across the middle. But Todd, how did you feel about Shedeur Sanders coming in and doing what he did?
Using up on.
Oh, you serious? Come on, baby. Come on, chat. Hold on, chat. Bear with me, chat. They don't want us to be great today. They don't want us to be great today, chat. Let's try this one more again. Paying for the premium here soon, chat. My bad.
Next, we'll go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Todd, just wondering, when I'm looking over the practice schedule, the way that you described it, it seems pretty heavy Shedeur for this week, with him going Monday, Wednesday, then half of Thursday, then starting the game on Saturday.
Hold on. Wow. Mary Kay, you noticed that too? Huh? Huh? Hey, my guy, yeah, they didn't score. They didn't score. But was it his fault that they didn't score? And they got all the way down to the 5-yard line? Yeah, it was partly. But maybe it was partly. We don't got to get into it. We ain't got to talk about old stuff. Todd, how you feel about what Mary Kay saying? Let's rewind it.
With him going Monday, Wednesday, then it seems pretty heavy Shedeur for this week, with him going Monday, Wednesday, then half of Thursday, then starting the game on Saturday. Is there a concerted effort to really give him an opportunity to, see what he can do in this competition and really make a strong case for himself, or what is sort of the philosophy there?
Well, at this point, Jake and I again met earlier, and we're pretty balanced at this point, within reason. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. So if you're going to alternate it, Wednesday, well, first of all, tomorrow will be in shells. We'll go an hour and 45 minutes. Wednesday, we'll go in shorts and get a lot of red zone work. So really, Deshaun going Tuesday in a longer practice, we'll get a few more reps in those days, and then we're going to try to split the reps. So there wasn't really a concerted effort. It's just you were going to have to decide who goes what days and who goes the others, and how we get it as close as we can, again, to giving them an opportunity to let their talent shine.
And what does Shedeur need to show you this week? This seems like a pretty big week for him, obviously, with getting the start and everything. What are some things that you would really like to see from him this week?
Well, he's improved so much. I mean, he really has, in terms of climbing the pocket, working through his progressions. I think that's a big thing. Even on the one that he threw to 81 in the slot, like he drifted too deep. I mean, we caught him in the blitz, but they weren't even close. Created kind of his own pressure. You know that. There's some things he can, and then operation. It's still a part of it. Getting in the huddle, getting lined up, getting the call. So does Deshaun. They're both in the same manner. So we
focus on Shedeur though, Todd. Focus on Shedeur. Stay focused.
Can stack plays together. We did a good job. Maybe the most positive thing we did yesterday was we overcame some penalties. For God's sakes, we overcame the 1st and 25. We overcame a couple other penalties, and we hit that big 3rd and 13. Shedeur did. So how can we play cleaner at all positions? And certainly with him, how can he play cleaner?
Exactly. And that's going to be the name of the game, and that's going to be the objective. How can he play cleaner? At the end of the day, how can he play cleaner? You can say you want Deshaun Watson. You can say you want Shedeur Sanders. I don't care what you want. At the end of the day, it don't matter what you want. It don't matter what I want. All that matters is what goes on and takes place this week. Come Saturday. Come Thursday. That's it. Todd Monken literally just said what he wants from Shedeur Sanders. He literally just said what he expects from Shedeur Sanders. Come on now. Interceptions gonna happen. They will. Mistakes gonna happen. But you have to limit them. But Chad, I keep on putting this practice schedule up because it's a practice schedule for a reason. It's the practice schedule for a reason. Deshaun Watson, he may be in the lead right now, and most people see it. The competition in most people's eyes, it's already over. It's already over. It's already over. I'm here to tell you. If it was over, they wouldn't be doing this, chat. It wouldn't look like this, chat. It is as simple and is as plain as that. It is Shedeur Sanders' job to lose at this point. He must come out and ball. He must come out and ball. Period. That's what it's going to come down to. That's what we need. Nothing else matters. All the propaganda, all the extraness, none of it matters. Shedeur must come out and do what he's capable of doing. It is that simple. It is that cut and dry. And it is just like that. We can talk about stuff until we blue in the face. We can talk about Deshaun this. We can talk about Deshaun that. We can talk about Shedeur this. I can play you a million different videos. But at the end of the day, it comes down to what you do on this football field. And it's going to come down to what Shedeur Sanders does on this goddamn football field. That's it. He's still getting 1 reps for a reason. He's still getting 1 reps for a reason. Denzel Ward, boy, you don't got no hands, boy. Got bricks for hands, Denzel. Bricks for hands. Regardless, though, it comes down to what he does this week. It's not over. It's far from over. Right now, I'm showing you all the highlights from today. Even that throw. I've only seen so many balls like that from Deshaun Watson. I'm not going to lie to you. Who can push the ball downfield? Who going to be able to score versus the Buffalo Bills come Thursday during that practice and come Saturday? Deshaun Watson put up 10 points. Shedeur, we need you to put up at least 21 or 14. And I need touchdowns. 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 But chat, you see the highlights. This all from today's practice. It is up to you, Shedeur. It is up to him. Nothing else matters. It's up to him. The propaganda gonna still be out there. That's a sack. The propaganda gonna still be there. The noise gonna still be there. Overreactions are loud. Overreactions are bold. Come on, man. Come on, man. Deshaun Watson, when he came out, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. For a guy who hasn't played in over 400 plus, not even 400, 600 plus days, Deshaun Watson came out and had himself a day. He had a day that he should have had. For a guy who hasn't played in over 600 plus days, he came out and did exactly what he was supposed to do. But was it enough? Was it enough? Did you see his happy feet after he had that sack fumble? Did you see him miss a few easy throws, just like every quarterback does? We saw flaws in his game, just like we saw flaws in Shedeur's game. But, chat, it is time. It is time. It is time to do what? To turn the goddamn page. SO to the late, great Kobe, though. SO to Kobe, man. Y'all already know. SO to Kobe, man. Anyway, it's time to turn the page on Deshaun Watson, man. It's time to turn the page on all that. It's time. What y'all got to say, my guys?
I do wonder if part of the reasons why we saw the Browns offense look the way it did with Deshaun in week one of the preseason is because that's what I think they want the offense to look like with Deshaun in week 1 of the regular season.
Yeah, I probably I thought it was more.
He said it. We looking at all angles. We talking about every theory. We dispelling every propaganda spread theory. Continue.
Or just about them getting Deshaun to basically get comfortable, hadn't played a game in 2 years, and we're going to try to make this as easy as possible. I do also think they were worried about the perception of if Deshaun threw a couple picks on deep passes and then Shedeur came in and looked great, if they were trying to tilt this thing to Deshaun, I think we said it before the games got played last week, it's impossible to do so if Shedeur just vastly outplayed him.
I actually would be surprised if they took, I think they want Deshaun to win, and I think that's bearing fruit with how they handled his modicum of success on Saturday. I'd be surprised if they took it to that level, but I just look, I think that's the offense. If you thought it was boring and dink and dunk, I think they're going to gimmick up the offense.
I thought it was Dylan Gabriel and Stefanski last year.
Exactly. That is not a Todd Monken's offense. That is not a Todd Monken's offense. That is not a Todd Monken's offense. Have y'all seen the Baltimore Ravens play at all? Have you seen Todd Monken and his offenses and schemes at all? Open your eyes, folks.
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to look with Deshaun.
Because that basically was what all the complaints we had about Kevin Stefanski and Dylan Gabriel last year was that he didn't push the ball down the field. He didn't throw the ball beyond 10 yards ever. And this is the same thing we're talking about after one game with Deshaun.
But it was a method to the madness. And I played that for my guy, Jay Davis, in the chat. Because it could be both. It could be both. Potentially, they wanted Deshaun Watson to get out there, just get his feet wet, because it's been a while. Potentially, that's how it's going to look if Deshaun Watson starts the first game versus Jacksonville. Potentially. But folks, it is not over. It is not over. We need to see more urgency by Shedeur. We need to see Shedeur really get into his bag. We need to see Shedeur really take the goddamn reins and ball out how we know he can ball. Come on, man. Everybody's saying it does feel like the Browns made up their mind. It does feel like that maybe Deshaun was the guy all along. Oh, the Browns. What did the Browns do? They showed a lot of Deshaun before the game. They had him on all the flyers that they posted. It was a soft toss to show Deshaun Watson out there. They wanted to see how the fans will react to Deshaun Watson. Well, folks, what I'm telling you, don't look that deep into it. Don't look that deep into it. Yeah, they gave Deshaun Watson a nice little graphic this week, right? Yeah, they gave Deshaun Watson a nice little graphic this week, right? I want to see what kind of graphic they got for us come Saturday. They gave Deshaun Watson a nice little graphic for the week, for the game, right? Gave him a nice little graphic. Did they not, chat? That's nice. That's real nice. But I guarantee they're going to give the same energy to Shedeur Sanders with him starting at home. In their preseason opener. Cut it out. Deshaun Watson started this game. That's why he got the love that he got. he's still a member of the goddamn Cleveland Browns. He is still a quarterback in the NFL. He is still a member of the Cleveland Browns. That's why you got the graphic. But not so fast. Not so fast. It's still Tu's job to lose. Like I said, I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to come out and say it. If I'm wrong, I'm going to come out and say it. But chat, can I play you one more time what Andrew Berry said? The Browns are going young. Thank you, Lady PC 67. Shedeur has been all over every graphic in Cleveland. So if Deshaun's starting a preseason game, it's preseason. What are we tripping about? Because he going out there and starting. What you worried about? Cut it out. Ain't no time to trip. Ain't no time to worry. But y'all see Isaiah Bond? You see Denzel Boston? You see Casey Concepcion? The young movement. The new Cleveland movement is happening right before your eyes. So don't get lost in the sauce. Because I'm going to stroll up and I'm going to show you a little something. The Cleveland Browns might have the most promising young offensive core in all of football. Quinshon Judkins, 22. Dylan Sampson, 21. Casey Concepcion, 21. Denzel Boston, 22. Isaiah Bond, 22. Harold Fannin, 22. Spencer Fano, 21. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know who they missing out of that graphic? Shedeur Sanders, 24. Come on, man. Cut it out. I'm not trying to hear no more nonsense. I'm not trying to hear no more propaganda. I'm not trying to hear no more of what everybody and their mama got to say. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not. Because at the end of the day, Andrew Berry, he know what he doing. He focusing on the future. The Cleveland Browns, if they know what's good for them, they're going to hold up the wrist. I don't care how good Deshaun Watson might look or might have looked. I know what I've been seeing for the last 5 years. The last time he played a full season was 7 years ago. The last time he played all other games in a regular season. 7 years ago. I just showed you the ages. Dog. If you trade Myles Garrett, and we didn't even bring up the defensive side of the ball with a Carson Schwarzenegger, with a Mason Graham, with a Jared Verse, the young movement is here. The new Cleveland is here. So what are we really talking about? What's really the conversation? Deshaun Watson looked good in one preseason game that they didn't game plan for, where the Bears starters did not play, where he didn't see not a blitz. He played well. And I'm not going to take that from him. He hasn't played in over 600 days. And he came out there and he played pretty well. But I'm just showing you, and I'm just showing you the obvious. We're going to see what we got in Shedeur Sanders this year. But if we're going to see it regardless, then I'm trying to tell you, chat, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point of seeing Deshaun Watson? There is none. There is none. But we need him to be ready to go just in case something happened to our guy. We need him to be ready to go. The Browns do need depth. They do need more depth on the offensive line. They do need more depth as far as the DBs go. But, chat, this is why we should want Shedeur Sanders to be him. This is why we should want Shedeur Sanders to come out and prove why he should be the starting quarterback. This is why we should want Shedeur Sanders to take advantage of this week, because it's the most important week in his young career. Because everything is right there. Because if Andrew Berry, hey, Barry, can you come back into the front of the congregation? Can you repeat what you said earlier? Andrew Berry been building out this team. Andrew Berry building out for the future. For the future. For sure. So Andrew Berry, if you trade away Myles Garrett, if you got a lot of young gunners on this team, as we see, then what we talking about money with Deshaun Watson for? We already paid him $200 million. What's another $40 million, chat? Somebody answer me that. Jay Davis, 2842. I want you to answer me that. If we already paid a guy $200+ million, y'all think they concerned about another 40? You already wasted over 200. What's another 40? You already said it was a swing and a miss. So what's another 40? It's time to see what we got in this young core. It's time to see what we got in Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur, we just need you to come out and prove why all of us believe in you so much. Prove us right. Prove us right. We need a signature game. Yes, you said it. BS for you, Scott or Scoot. You said it. All Shedeur Sanders need to do is have a signature game. He just need to have a couple days where he put it all together. And that starts on Thursday. Really, it started today. But if he gives us a couple of days, and if he puts it all together come Saturday, then that's all she wrote, chat. But Andrew Berry, can you repeat the question of concern? Because I know what everybody else talking about. But Barry, I want to hear what you're talking about with this young core and this young team that you've assembled. And I want to hear how you feel about Shedeur Sanders.
How much of the pressure is on you to start the Watson because of what you're paying?
Yeah,
How much
that's a great question. I know that can be a common narrative in professional sports, but you're 100% right that it doesn't matter what they're paid when they're on the field. Like, what we want are wins and performance and production. I think we saw
wins, performance, and production. Wins, performance, and production. Yes.
Good things from both guys. Obviously, look, it's preseason.
Early.
So, guys aren't going to be perfect. I think we continue to see major growth in Shedeur's game, both in terms of his process.
Who's the first person that he mentioned? Shedeur. Who the first person that he talking about? Shedeur. Who's a part of that young core? Shedeur. We already gave away Myles Garrett. We got the veteran backup in Deshaun Watson. What are we really talking about? Shedeur, take the goddamn job. Take the goddamn job.
Speed. We know he's got a really natural touch with the deep ball. We know he's naturally accurate. I think you watch him in terms of how he navigates the pocket. That's greatly improved from his rookie year. And then really, the operation as well, because this offense puts a lot on the quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage. And I think both of those guys really handled it well. Obviously, don't like to see the turnover. I think Shedeur said after the game, eyes in the right place, good decision, didn't execute the throw. And that's accurate. Like, guys are going to have bad throws. In his case, I think, obviously the inside of the pocket kind of got pushed into his lap a little bit, which probably caused a little bit of a higher trajectory on the throw. on the whole, a lot of good to take, and then some good moments where we're going to be able to coach off of them and then really improve as we go into the Buffalo week.
True. True. Now, chat, even though Andrew Berry said that, he talked about how good Shedeur's getting. He talked about what we want to see in Shedeur. And my guy Xavier, who just came in the chat, I appreciate that chat because you said it. Sanders will be in at halftime in that Jacksonville game. So I say start him. I agree. I agree, Xavier. But there's some people who don't. And that's okay. And that's okay. But chat, I'm here to tell you, dog, the competition is still alive and well. The competition is still here for us to watch. The competition is far from over. Andrew Berry said that, hey, we don't care about the money. He might be talking out of two sides of his mouth. He might be lying. But if you say we don't care about the money, then what we care about the money for? They care about who's going to give them the best chance to win. But here go the tracker from today. Y'all see it. All right. But now I want to stroll up because somebody said something that I think y'all might want us to look at. What I'm starting to notice is that when it's Shedeur's day with the ones, Watson gets all the reps with the twos. When it's Watson's day with the ones, Shedeur will split with Gabriel. It adds to getting Watson as many reps as possible to get him ready for QB1. Well, my good friend, I appreciate that take. I really respect that take. And I really, really do. Really, really do see a little bit, just a tad bit, but maybe some truth in there. But you know me. I love the propaganda. You know me. I love to dispel anything that I see. You know me. At the end of the day, if we're going to talk about it, if we're going to have a conversation about it, then let's talk. Because really, this week, do we care? Do we care? Do we care? Because what you saying is not accurate. What you saying is not accurate. Chat, watch how quick I dispel this. Day 13. So this is just the other day, right? Last week? Last week, right? Last week, right? Oh, Shedeur Sanders took all the reps with the first team. Oh. Dylan Gabriel got some reps, didn't he? So if Shedeur Sanders take all the reps with the first team, who Dylan Gabriel taking reps from? Oh. But you know why? You know why? Do you want to know why Dylan Gabriel ain't getting no reps today? Because at the end of the day, we seeing how the cookie crumbles. We seeing how the cookie crumbles. If you're the third guy, number three. If you're the third guy, as the season gets closer, as training camp kind of winds down and starts to come to an end, them reps go down. Dylan Gabriel was looking so good at first. He earned more reps. Well, my good sir, Dylan Gabriel, you see, you can't have no interceptions. You can't have no bad reps because you're trying to earn the job. You're trying to show people why you should be up, in the depth chart. And my guy, with you throwing the interceptions, you don't get no grace period. You don't get no grace like Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders when they throw interceptions. So that quarterback battle and you thinking you in it, that case is closed. So this is a good take. That was a good take, chat. We appreciate him bringing it up, right? We appreciate it. Right, chat? We really do appreciate that. But my guy, there's no substance to what you say. Because Dylan Gabriel got less reps today. Because at the end of the day, the season, like Mary Kay said, is 4 weeks away. Somebody got to take the job. Somebody got to go out there with the ones. And it's not going to be Dylan Gabriel. Come on, man. Come on, man. Cut it out. Cut it out. Shedeur Sanders. At the end of the day, it all comes down to this week. It all comes down to this week. What will you do when the rubber meets the road? Where we're at a crossroads. Where it's either put up or shut up. All eyes on you, Shedeur. All eyes on you. It's a lot of people riding on you. It's a lot of people who believe in you. It's a lot of people who are on your side. And it's a lot of people who throwing up the wrist. But Shedeur, hear me when I say this. You got to prove yourself right, young man. And then after you prove yourself right, then think about us and prove us right. But this week, you got to prove yourself right. This week, you got to continue the ball. Come Thursday, you got to show up and show out. Come Saturday, you got to make it undeniable. And don't give nobody a reason to say nothing. We need a clean game. We need a precise approach. We need an urgent approach. And at the end of the day, dog, we need you. We need you. We need you to come out and ball and show us why you hip. Because everybody gonna look at that's small, or I wouldn't even say small because it wasn't just one. It was two. They're gonna look at that fumble snap you had with a center that's not even gonna be on a team goddamn next week. They're gonna look at the interception you threw, which happens. But you gave him a reason, Shedeur. But what they not gonna do is look at the AI numbers. What they not gonna do, because even with those 7 touchdowns, we take them away, chat. Just reminding you about them 7 touchdowns. I ain't forget. But even if we take a look at it, they forget about what happened during OTAs when you caught up to Deshaun. They forget about when you came out cooking 7 straight days. 6, 7 straight days in a row. I got the footage. We watched it. They seem to forget when you was cooking every single day of camp. Then Deshaun had a couple good days. Oh my God, Deshaun, welcome to the party. He's finally arrived. Then Deshaun actually did pretty good on Saturday. So now Deshaun Watson has had about a week and a half. Damn near 2 weeks. And now they saying the race is over. Did they forget what we did during OTAs? Did they forget what we did the first week of training camp, the first few weeks? Interesting. Well, Shedeur, guess what I need? I need you to remind them. I need you to remind them. I need you to stand 10 toes. I need you to stand 10 toes. I need you to stand 10 toes. 10 toes. And I need you to show everybody. I need you to show everybody. I need you to show everybody. Why this job is yours. And why you deserve the whole runway for the entire season. Miss Detroit Gemini, I see what you're saying. Miss Detroit Gemini, I see what you just said in the chat. She said, I'm sorry, y'all. Been saying this for 2 years now. This is deja vu. At this point, I'm not trusting the Browns to do the right thing. They haven't shown that yet when it comes to Shedeur. Let Watson start. He is getting paid as a starter. Let him do all the work. Let Shedeur learn and grow like Mendoza. Yes, Miss Detroit Gemini, I agree with some of those sentiments. I agree with some of the things that you just uttered. I agree with that, miss. But I need to tell you this, and I need to remind you this. Yes, they haven't done right by Shedeur. Yes, they haven't. But there ain't no time like the present. And they can still make it right. So what we need from them is to let our guy cook. What we need from them is what's going on right now. For us to be this far in the training camp, not a quarterback starter named, and for us to be right in the thick of things in this competition. Because we're right there. So I don't trust him either, Miss Gemini. I don't. But at the end of the day, I trust Shedeur. I got my wrist up. At the end of today, I trust Shedeur. At the end of the day, I trust that boy too. And I'm going to sit back, relax, and I'm going to watch him cook on Thursday. I'm going to sit back, relax, and I'm going to watch him come cook on Saturday when he got everything, the full equipped roster. Even if we don't got all the ones, we got a few of them, and that's all we need. Because we saw what we did with a little bit last year. So just give us a little bit more and watch us cook. So Shedeur, you got to make it undeniable. You got to make it not debatable. You got to prove yourself right and prove us right. But first, it starts with you. That chip that you got from being drafted 144th overall, keep it. Remember it. Wear it. But not today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and come Saturday. We need you to show up and show fucking out. And close the goddamn chapter on this book that's called Deshaun goddamn Watson in Cleveland. So at the end of the day, the Bills are not playing their starters come Saturday. At the end of the day, this Thursday, chat. This Thursday. That's when we need to be tuned in. This Thursday, that's when you need to come back right here. This Thursday, that's when we need to have all our binoculars on and we need to be looking. Because that's what's going to tell the truth. The Buffalo Bills is a playoff team. Deshaun Watson will get reps and Shedeur Sanders will get reps. This Thursday, I got my ass on it. But for those of you who don't know, the Bills are not going to play their starters come Saturday. But that depends on how practice goes. Let's hear from Todd Monken once again.
So when we...
Hold on, chat. My bad. Let me just turn it up a little bit. So if you don't know, this is what Todd Monken said earlier today during his press conference about how Thursday scrimmage is going to go.
Draft him and then get him. So when we draft him and then get him here, I hope we're trying to get him the ball as often as we can.
Oh, hold on, chat. Wrong clip. All right. Talking about Thursday. All right, talking about Thursday with practice. His side mucking. So this is how Thursday going to go. And this is why I'm telling you, Thursday, chat. Thursday, chat. Both quarterbacks will get reps. And Thursday is when we locked in and we loaded.
About that, if we see out of our ones, our group, our older players, what we want to see on Thursday, they would not play in the game. We agreed upon that. Okay, the plan is that we'll play our ones a significant amount against each other, right? On Thursday in a controlled environment. Not that the other guys aren't going to get reps, but in a controlled environment and see where we're at. I would assume if it's anything like we practiced before, that it'll be on point with what we want and what we see. And then we get to see where we stack up against one of the premier teams over the last 10 years making the playoffs. I'm excited for that because in that practice, we get to see our ones against ones, right? And so that's going to be fun. I got a lot of respect for Joe and the staff there and what Sean initially started and where Joe's trying to take it. And hopefully they're going to have a lot of respect for the way we play and the way we practice.
Facts. But listen, he said veteran players. So if the veterans, like a Jared Verse, like a Jerry Jeudy, like some of them offensive linemen, and Jenkins, and the rest of them boys who they got this offseason, and Howard, if they play well on Thursday against the Buffalo Bills, they will not play on Saturday. Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston, I highly believe that they will be out there potentially come Saturday. At least for a series or two, Denzel Boston and Casey Concepcion. Jerry Jeudy probably ain't going to be out this Saturday. But these young players got to get their legs continue to be wet. Got to see what they got. Yes, they played well. Denzel Boston, he ain't really do nothing against Saturday versus Chicago Bears. So I'm expecting Denzel Boston with Shedeur Sanders. I'm expecting him to be in there, and I'm expecting Shedeur Sanders to give him one of them that we saw in practice. I'm expecting him to catch that boy in the breadbasket, and I'm expecting a TD out of it. Now, if Shedeur Sanders don't get Denzel Boston or Casey Concepcion or Jerry Jeudy, then we're going to come back out here and we're going to call Todd Stefanski. Can you come to the front of the congregation? Todd Stefanski. Paging Todd Stefanski 2.0. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. But pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Hopefully, them young gunners are out there Saturday with Shedeur Sanders. So we can really see a full picture and get a glimpse of what we're going to see for years to come out here in Cleveland. If not, then Paging Todd Stefanski. Can you come to the front of the congregation? We're going to do it. We're going to have him sitting right here. And we're going to have him explain himself. And then from that point on, we know which side he on. But regardless, it goes back to this. And we're going to end on this one, chat. We're going to end on here. All right? It goes back to this practice. It goes back to the practice. Shedeur Sanders, what are you going to do? Believe in yourself, kid. Believe in where you're heading and where you're going. Believe in what your destiny is. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. But, chat, if we want to get to some propaganda real quick before we get up out of here, I feel like getting a little spicy. So before we get up out of here, you know my take. You know where we stand. And we know they always have fudged the numbers to help Stefanski. To help Deshaun Watson. But let's get into a little propaganda, chat, before we get on up out of here. Because I'm feeling a little spicy. I'm feeling a little bit spicy. Let's talk about it.
Now, Jeff, This feels a little harsh because they've already said Shedeur will be starting his second preseason game. So the competition is not over. But did it feel like Shedeur already lost that starting job with that pick?
My man threw one interception. My man threw one interception, dog, and it's like the sky falling. My man threw one interception in a preseason game, and they acting like, oh my goodness, he's the worst quarterback we've ever seen. Keep that same energy. I'm gonna let you finish though.
I think he lost it beginning of training camp, right? The reps are going to.
What? I think he lost it at the beginning of the training camp. Whoa, my good sir. Did you see the beginning of the training camp? Chad, do we got to rewind the footage? Do we got to rewind the film, chat? I'm just asking for a friend. Do we have to?
To Deshaun Watson. He's the guy taking the reps with the ones. They've been very clear about wanting Deshaun Watson to win this job. They've given him every opportunity to win this job. My thing.
No, they both been taking reps with the ones. Have you not been around practice? Have you not heard what's been going on in Cleveland? All right, I'm gonna let you get your whole take off. My bad. I'm gonna let him finish, chat. My bad.
What Shedeur is this, right? Is when you are starting quarterback in the NFL for any period of time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you become the guy.
He hasn't even been the guy. He has only started 7 games. Cleveland has never embraced him as a guy yet. So, my good sir, what are you talking about? But I'm gonna let you finish.
You got to have a couple traits to build the offense around, right? What are we building around with Shedeur? He's a little bit late most of the time, even on the interception. The ball was late. He slipped. I get that. He's a little late. He's accurate at times when he's on time. His arm.
He was a little late. What? Dog, we go back to the interception. And I ain't going to have to despair. I'm going to let him finish, chat.
Strength is not great. He's not terribly mobile. What are you building around Sanders, right? I think he looks like a 5th-round pick. He's going to be a good backup for many years in the NFL, but he's not a starting quarterback. Todd Monken did not draft him. There's no relationship with him.
Todd Monken, you see, chat, Todd Monken did not draft him. There's no relationship with him. Have you been living under a rock? First of all, you said it was over during training camp. Well, the first few days of training camp, the first 7 days of training camp, my good sir, do I got to rewind the footage? Do I got to pull up some receipts? Because, my good sir, what you're saying is false. But I'm going to just spell it piece by piece, bit by bit. And I'm going to take my time. Because the first thing that you said, my kind sir, was false. Was false. Can we pull up my favorite clip, please, production? Production, can we pull up my favorite clip? Production, can we pull up my favorite clip? It's been over since the start of training camp, he said. Well, sir, let me just spell that real quick.
Got to be time for them to say, let's give him 3 wides with the best 3 wides that we have. Harold Bannon, put Quinchon out there, the best offensive line that we have, and let him rep it with that first team and develop some rhythm and some timing and give him some designed runs and do whatever you can do to make him feel good about himself right now, because he's not having a lot of successful days. He's not stacking those successful days right now.
Yeah. So, my good sir, what are you saying? Huh? Let's rewind it back.
He's accurate at times. 1 year, 2 years. There is clear about wanting Deshaun, right? The reps are going to Deshaun.
Pick.
I think he lost it beginning of training camp, right?
Hold on. If he lost at the beginning of training camp, what Mary Kay saying we got to make him feel good about himself for this, sir? Mary Kay, can you say it again?
He's not having a lot of successful days. He's not stacking those successful days right now.
Yeah. Was she talking about Shedeur, chat? Or was she talking about Deshaun? Asking for a friend. But let's let them continue.
The reps are going to Deshaun Watson. He's the guy taking the reps with the ones. They've been very clear about wanting Deshaun Watson to win this job. They've given him every opportunity to win this job. My thing with Shedeur is this, right? Is when you are starting quarterback in the NFL for any period of time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you become the guy. You got to have.
Well, my good sir, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. This is only our second year. He hasn't become the guy yet. He hasn't even been handed a starting job. He's only started 7 games, my kind sir. So what are you really talking about? Continue, though.
I have a couple traits to build the offense around, right? What are we building around with Shedeur? He's a little bit.
What do you mean, what are we building around with Shedeur? Is he not a playmaker? Is he not accurate? Can he not throw the ball downfield? Did we not see that last year during NFL games? Interesting.
Late most of the time, even on the interception. The ball was late. He slipped. I get that. He's a little late. He's accurate at times when he's on time. His arm strength is not great. He's not terribly mobile. What do you build?
His arm strength is not great. His arm strength not great, sir? Huh? What? What? Huh? My good man. You said his arm strength not great? That's what you said? Huh? Hold on, chat. Chat. His arm strength not great, chat. His arm strength not great, chat. Well, damn, somebody threw that pass, didn't they? Hold on, chat. His arm strength not great. Who threw that? They at the 45. Okay, the opposite 45. Where that ball land, chat? That ball landing on a dip. Who threw? Oh, okay.
Building around Sanders, right? I think he looks like a 5th-round pick. He's going to be a good backup for many years in the NFL, but he's not a starting quarterback. Todd Monken did not draft him. There's no relationship with him.
Hold on. Todd Monken didn't draft him. There's no relationship with him? Huh? Didn't Todd Monken recruit Shedeur Sanders to Georgia? Potentially? A while back? Didn't Todd Monken and Shedeur shake up? And then he asked Shedeur, like, hey, you know we want to draft you in Baltimore, right? You see what I'm talking about, chat? The blasphemy. The craziness. Overreaction Monday, chat. But my guy, do we not remember? Hey, chat. You know I got the receipts, right, chat? Stay with me though.
What's going in at? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, man. How you doing? Welcome back to the States.
How we doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, we tried to draft your ass last year. It's all worked out.
Yeah. That's
You remember that, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you.
Someday we'll get a chance to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? The blasphemy. Chat. 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 When I tell you that. When I tell you we got to put the blinders on, chat. We got to cover our ears. Oh my goodness, chat. I'm finna start crying, man. Oh my goodness. Can we watch it back?
What's going in at? Oh yeah. Hey, man. How you doing? Welcome back to the States.
How we doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, we tried to draft your ass last year. It's all worked out.
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you.
Someday we'll get a chance to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, sit down.
Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. We gonna let him finish though. I ain't trying to dispel it all that quick, but chat. What'd he say?
Building around Sanders, right? I think he looks like a 5th-round pick. He's going to be a good backup for many years in the NFL, but he's not a starting quarterback. Todd Monken did not draft him. There's no relationship with him. And
Todd Monken did not draft him. Ty Monkey did not draft him, and he has no relationship with him, chat. Huh? What? He didn't draft him. He has no relationship. Let me show it one more time, chat, because maybe this video AI.
What's going in at?
Maybe it's AI, chat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, young man. How you doing? Welcome back to the States.
How we doing, man?
Good.
We tried to draft your ass last year. It's all worked out.
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
We know we tried to draft. You know we tried to draft your ASS last year. And now it's all worked out. So what the hell is he talking about, chat? This is why you can't listen to everybody. The lies. Chat, you can't make this up. I know it's Overreaction Monday, but do he not know we got the internet too? Huh? Huh? I'm gonna let him finish. I'm gonna let him finish, chat.
They've been very clear about wanting Deshaun Watson to be the starting quarterback. And Deshaun wasn't really great either, but I think they liked the upside of maybe, hey, look, in 2020, the last year he was good. He was really good.
What upside, sir? In 2020, the last year he was good. He was really good. 2020? How many years ago was that? What year we in? Hey, what year we in? Oh. I'm sorry.
Maybe
Chad.
the more reps he gets, he finds some of that magic. Shedeur, to me, doesn't provide them any upside, right? Maybe with Watson, you can probably peek back and say we can maybe find some of that guy in the past.
Sir, some of that guy in the past. The last time he played a full season was in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2024, 2025, 2026. How many years is that? But there's no upside in our second-year player who's on like a $3 or $4 million contract, who's a fifth-round pick. There's no upside to that. Who played 7 games last year, won 3 of them, won the most games out of any quarterback that was in the quarterback room, beat 2 division opponents to end the season last year. But there's no upside? Huh? What? You cannot make this up, chat. See, I'm not even gonna judge you, my guy, but I want to so bad. I want to so bad. But I'm gonna let you finish.
So it's not surprising that he is the second string guy and he will start the preseason game. They said he would. They're sticking to their word, but it felt very clear from the beginning that they've always wanted Deshaun Watson to start. That matters, right? Where you start training camp and how the reps are divided is a lot more of an indication of how the coach feels about you than where you actually play and where they actually sort of say you're going to play.
Huh? What? Look at his even look at his face. Even he don't believe it. Oh, I'm a little finished on chat.
Yeah, Jeff, you're absolutely right. We all
you coon. Yeah, Jeff, you're absolutely right. Bro, what? You coon? You just gonna agree with him flat out? Have you not been paying attention? Have you been living under a rock too, sir?
all know in the locker room, like when a guy takes the field first, how they feel about you because you took the field first. You're not second in their mind, in their thinking in terms of depth chart. You're first. And so with that being said, I don't think he lost it. I still think there's a chance for him to.
Then what you mean? How you going to say in one sentence, you're absolutely right? Did you hear what he said? And then how you going to say, well, I don't think it's all this hopscotch and double dutching? Pick a side and say this, sir. Can't make this up, chat.
Possibly win it. And you talking about of that chart. You're first. Second, how we
say you're going to that feels about you than where you actually play
So what
and
he's
where
saying,
they
maybe I'm
actually sort of say you're going to play.
Yeah, Jeff, you're absolutely right. We all know in the locker room, like when a guy takes the field first, how they feel about you because you took the field first. You're not second in their mind, in their thinking in terms of depth chart. You're first. And so with that being said, I don't think he lost it. I still think there's a chance for him to possibly win it. And you talking about.
So you're saying there's a chance, but you just said he was absolutely right. And he said there's no chance. I'm confused.
About there not being an upside with Shedeur. I think the upside is he's going to take those chances. Yes, he is late. He was very late on that throw, that interception. Clearly, the slip, you can forget about the slip. The ball should be going on the first hitch.
Show
He
the
didn't let
replay.
it go. Then he slipped.
Show the replay. Show the replay. Can we watch the replay? Can we watch it? Huh? Can we watch it? Can we watch it? Can we look at the replay? Is that okay? Come on, man. Come on, baby. I'm going to let him finish, though.
Flipped. So as a receiver,
show
you're
the
throwing off my timing. Now you're risking me running into a shot that I ordinarily wouldn't have to take because you're late. That's going to be an issue. With Deshaun, I don't know if Deshaun is even going to push the ball down the field. That's the issue with Deshaun. So they're in a almost lose-lose situation.
Sir, y'all almost chat. We're gonna save this clip. This is like gold. This clip right here, this gonna age as bad as goddamn old dude socks after one day of him just wearing them. That's how bad this gonna age, this video. But finish.
Because with one quarterback who's going to make the right decision, who's going to be more on time in Deshaun, he's just not showing the willingness to push the ball down the field. Where with Shedeur, you're going to possibly not be on time at times. You obviously have those errant throws, but he does push the ball down the field, and you have the potential to have those big plays.
Well, with any quarterback, you're going to have potential to have turnovers. Josh Allen turned it over 4 times in a playoff game. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. CJ Stroud turned it over 4 times in a playoff game, and both of these instances happened last season. So my kind sirs, what the hell are y'all talking about? You stuttering, you just ride along, get along game. But chat, we're going to keep this clip, though. We're going to keep this clip for keepsake. I like my receipts, chat. You know me. G. Bush taught me well, man. That's the G. Bush, man. That's the G. Bush, because the receipts are receding. And we're going to keep this one.
So for me, they're still going to be trying to weigh those 2 things.
So I buy that this competition is not over. I agree with what Jeff said, that before camp, at the start of camp, I've assumed they still invested multiple first-round picks and a fully guaranteed contract in Deshaun Watson.
Absolutely.
And they invested a 5th-round pick in Shedeur Sanders. They probably would like one guy to win the job over the other. That seems
my guy. It's been over how many years? It's been how many M's already paid to the guy? How many M's was paid to him? How many M's was paid to Deshaun Watson already? Over 200 plus. How many M's? How many M's, chat? But I want to pull up this mysterious interception. I want to pull up the mysterious interception that everybody's talking about. We done with that, chat. I can't even give him no more run on my platform because at this point, it's just propaganda. At this point, It don't even make no sense. It don't even make no sense. It don't. Well, if we're looking back at this interception, Shedeur Sanders sits back, he drops back. This is a dagger route. All right. One guy's running a deep post, the other guy's running a dig right underneath. He said Shedeur Sanders threw this ball late. Shedeur Sanders is going through his read 1. He's reading it from left to right. Read 1, read 2, read 3, read 4. He's looking left. He looks right. He said he threw it late. Well, my good sir, he can't throw it now. If he throws it now, potentially he can break down and he can get to it. If he throws it right here, that can potentially be an interception with this guy potentially covering this and this guy looking at that. So my guy, he's about to wind up and throw it, but you say he threw it late. Well, he's open now, sir. Let's rewatch it. Let's rewatch the whole clip, chat. He's looking left. He could have hit him in a dig. Instead, he said, you know what? I'm going to always go get the money. He went to go get the money. And you know something? Why Shedeur Sanders is going to learn from this play? Because this play, and the reason why he was smiling so much, chat, because this play right here is what the quarterbacks have been telling, what the coaches have been telling Shedeur. Sometimes it's okay to take the check down and live with the fight another day. Shedeur Sanders was up there smiling because he, like, in the back of his head, I knew I should have just threw it to the check down, but Shedeur Sanders is going to always push the ball downfield. Shedeur Sanders is going to always be a playmaker. Shedeur Sanders is always going to go for all the money. And I would rather have it no other way. But my good sir, Shedeur Sanders right here on this play, he did not throw it late, sir. He's just now breaking out of his route. Let's rewind it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom. He's breaking out of his route. Right? Yeah, you would want to potentially put it on him. But Shedeur is like, I can either hit this money or I can hit this money. He's taking this safety with him. He's hitting this out route. He's covered. He's covered. This is open. This is open. 2 options. I bet you next time Shedeur going to be like, you know what? We'll live to fight another day and I'll take my shot later. But with this pass, he gave him something to talk about. The rush is right here in his face. Look at his drop back. 1, 2, 3, 4. You saw he switched the ball. We saw that. Set his feet. Let it go. Couldn't really extend. An interception is an interception. He still overthrew it. But he's just now breaking out of his route. These linebackers, they're breaking up. They're on that like right on Rice. He's throwing it at the perfect time because he's now excelling out of his break. He's now taking the safety with him. He's now taking this corner or this safety. I'm sorry, not safety, but he's now taking that with him. This route is open. He's breaking. He throws it. He airmailed it. But we saw Casey Concepcion make that same throw during practice. Back shoulder. Whoop, took it out the air. That's Casey. He catching it. But it's not. And it's an interception. Shedeur, you got to be better. But I just wanted to spell it. Because look, he's looking at his reads, he's getting the drop. Boom. I can hit here. I can wait for this route to develop. I'm waiting. He breaks out of his route. Boom, I'm putting it on. So he did not throw it late. Because if he throws an accurate ball, it doesn't slip. That's a goddamn nice little gain right there. But Shedeur, this is what he has to understand. It's 3rd down and about 7 or 8. 3rd down and about 7 or 8, Shedeur. He knows if he hits this, that's not a first down. That's not a first down. He hits this, that's not a first down, chat. It's not. Look at the linebackers. They both coming up, chat. He got to play for the sticks. This is the only stick other route. He hits him, Sanders. That's not a first down either because he has to potentially make this guy miss. So if I'm trying to get a first down and I'm the quarterback, guess what? Yes, I could throw it to him, but he's going to get rally tackled. Yes, I can throw it to him, but he's probably going to get tackled because there's 3 defenders right there and just one of him. So guess what route I go? have him clearing out, taking a safety. I have him taking that other safety. He's wide the hell open. He throws it perfectly, but he sailed it. So, my good sir, to dispel your last false propaganda narrative, he threw it right on time. So, chat, I'm going to digress. I'm going to get to some of y'all comments because I just had to cook for just a little bit. I was feeling some type of way. So I just wanted to cook just a little bit. Chat. Somebody said, what's Dylan's girlfriend saying these days? Miss Gemini, how can you be late and accurate in the same time? How does that work? Miss Gemini, exactly. But we just dispel it because we just watched it in 4K ourselves. Deshaun Watson in his last contract receiving $30+ million. He will start on that alone. Shedeur Sanders will be fine. Ownership will get their money's worth out of Watson, period. Potentially, yes. Potentially, yeah, they're going to get their money worth. But what's the point of getting your money worth if you start the 0 season 0-3, 0-4? What's the point of that? What's the point of getting your money worth? Miss Gemini, he was one of those anonymous people. Dog and Shedeur out for sure. Facts, because I don't even know his name. I don't even know who he is. He needs to go get in the gym. Another conversation for another day. And no, I'm not fat shaming because I got fat people in my family. But I'm just saying. I can see the double chin. I digress. How did Doofy McGilligan get on the air? Watson agent spending big bucks to get this narrative out before week 1. Yeah. This video makes me think the Browns been playing in our face all year. Yeah. These black male athletes don't have no backbone. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, he wouldn't have been the ride along, get along game. He would have said his own thoughts. He would have said exactly what he was thinking, but he said, hey, I exactly agree with you. And then you proceed to say some things that you don't agree that he said. So, my good sir, how can two things at once be true? So we dispelled a lot of that, chat, but we're going to lead them where they at. We're going to lead them all the way over there, chat. And I promise you, chat, hear me, listen. We're going to pull back up that receipt. That receipt is gold right there. We're going to pull that back up. It's a wrap. That day, Sanders did not run with the ones in practice 2 weeks ago. Was purposely done, so all the padded practice fall on Watson's day. That's a hell of a point. That's a hell of a point. That's a hell of a point. Pads. Deshaun. Shedeur is supposed to be, hey, if it was going the same way it's been going, Shedeur would have been the one with the padded practice. Or maybe they switched it because they gave Shedeur a lot of padded practice with the ones and gave Deshaun not that many. So maybe they switched it to get Deshaun a lot of padded practice with the ones to make it a fair evaluation for both quarterbacks when they're in full pads, when they have the full runway. Guess we'll continue to see. Good point, Job Will. I like that point. Job Will, 83-73. That's a good point. But guess we'll find out. They playing in our face at this point, Miss Detroit Gemini. Only time will tell. We need to chill and wait until everything is over. They've had Shedeur on everything and Watson on nothing. Yeah, they had Shedeur on everything and Watson on nothing until this past weekend when they tossed Watson up on that up on that graphic that I showed earlier, chat. They had Watson up on that graphic, but chat, it's just a draft. It's just a graphic. We don't care about it. But listen, chat, I'm going to play this last take. I'm going to play this last video I'm going to play this last take, and we're going to talk about it, then we're going to get up out of here, chat, and we're going to continue this conversation tomorrow for day 15 of training camp. All right, we're going to continue this conversation tomorrow for day 15 of training camp. Shedeur going to cook all week, starting with today. Yes, and Shedeur cooked today. He had a solid day. All right, but let's get into it. Let's get into it. Y'all all are bringing up great points. I love it. I love that chat interaction. I love the back and forth. I love the debates. I appreciate you, chat. Last topic, last take of the day. Let's get into it.
You still think this is open competition, right?
I do. And the main reason I say that, guys, is because if they knew that it was going to be Deshaun Watson week 1, then get him all the reps right now. Then it wouldn't make any sense to go through with this and continue the competition and give Shedeur Sanders reps this week, reps in the joint practice against Buffalo on Thursday, and then the first half Saturday. Now, you can say the first half Saturday might not be as meaningful because probably a lot of starters from both teams won't play, but the reps during practice this week are meaningful. And Todd Monken said yesterday Shedeur was going to go get the first team reps Monday, Wednesday, and then split them Thursday. So if it's still an open competition, then yeah, I think that signals that it's still an open competition. I think it's been really close the whole time. I know that Watson played better on Saturday in different circumstances, but I didn't think he played better enough where you go, it's his job. So I do think Shedeur still has a chance.
Finally, Chad, an honest take. Because he brought up a couple good points. Do we want to listen to it again, Chad? Can we listen to it one more time, Chad? And I'll pause it throughout so that way we can really break it down. Okay, I got you, Chad. I got you. Let's listen to it again. One last time, Chad, before we get up out of here.
You still think this is open competition, right?
I do. And the main reason I say that, guys, is because if they knew that it was going to be Deshaun Watson week 1, then get him all the reps right now. Then it
Exactly. If they knew it was going to be Deshaun Watson, week 1 starting, why not give him all the reps right now? Why let Shedeur Sanders go out there with the ones today, chat? Why do it? Why? Why? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Okay, let's get back to it. I'm going to let him finish.
It wouldn't make any sense to go through with this and continue the competition and give Shedeur Sanders reps this week, reps in the joint practice against Buffalo on Thursday, and then the first half Saturday. Now, you can say the first half Saturday might not be as meaningful because probably a lot of starters from both teams won't play.
That's a fact. That's why it is Thursday. That's why it is Thursday. There's a lot of emphasis on that on this Thursday. But continue, my good sir.
But the reps during practice this week are meaningful. And Todd Monken said yesterday Shedeur was going to go get the first team.
You see it. You see it, chat.
I think that signals that it's still an open competition. I think it's been really close the whole time. I know that Watson played better on Saturday in different circumstances, but I didn't think he played better enough where you go, it's his job. So I do think Shedeur.
Finally, somebody said it. He didn't play that well to say it's just his job. Somebody said it. Somebody said it.
Still has a chance.
Shedeur Sanders still has a chance, folks. Shedeur Sanders still has a chance. So relax. Relax. Take a chill pill. Now let's get into an actual quarterback. Break down this interception, and then we're going to get the hell up out of here. Okay, Chad? Okay.
All right, here is the interception. Couple things, going to let this thing run. It's a clear out and a dagger, and he's wide open, and he misses the throw. And yes, it should be an easy completion, and this makes the stat line look way worse. He's getting hit as he throws, but he throws a fair catch ball. All right, understood, right? No excuses. So the route concept's a through,
no excuses,
a seam, a dagger, similar to the one we drew up, and then a shallow cross. This dagger's 18 to 20. Call this 4 to 8, however it is. You can sit for a zone. this is, I don't know if it was humid. I don't know if the ball was slick or whatever. I think what happens, and we'll try to show us from multiple views, is that the center was dripping wet on the ball. Watch Shedeur flip the ball. 1, 2. He flips the ball twice. I can't zoom in here, but we'll see it from the other. He flips the ball twice.
Hold on, chat. Because I want to zoom in. All right, we already didn't watch this, but I want to zoom in for you. So I want you to see him flip the ball. We already dispelled this. We already talked about it. We didn't beat a dead drum. But this is the last time we're going to bring it up. Because the sky's falling because he threw one interception. It's Deshaun Watson's job because he threw one interception. Okay.
He's holding the ball here. He flips it or turns it once, and then he flips it twice. Let's see it in slow motion. And usually when that happens is there's a lot of sweat from the center getting on it. And if your thumb hits a wet spot on the ball, you try to spin it mid-drop, which is pretty impressive. Flip. 1. Okay. When he does the flip, I guarantee you the ball slipped. Like that's just like next level information. I used to have it happen to me all the time. It was brutal. It sucked. The ball sails on him. You can't make the throw. I'm not making an excuse. I'm telling you quite honestly what happens to every quarterback. But I've been in a lot of huddles where this center's just dripping sweat, and you can see it pre-snap. It's just like drop, 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 drop. And you're like, oh my gosh, you get it right here, right? And then you flip it right there. And as soon as that happens, if the ball was too slick, he probably should have just checked it down. But this dude is going. This is like wide open. He throws a fair catch kick, but that's probably what happened. Look, Shedeur, he can play better. He has to play better if he wants to win the job. Not sure if he's going to win it right away, but I bet he ends up playing more football than Deshaun Watson. All right, here is.
And that's all that matters. He will end up playing more than Deshaun Watson this season. But I want him to start the season. And for you to start the season, Shedeur, once again, it comes down to what you do this Saturday. Once again, it comes down to what you do this Thursday. You need to go in there and make it undeniable. You need to go in there and shut them up. You need to go in there and prove all of them wrong. A lot of propaganda being spread this week. Shedeur Sanders, the one thing that these people don't know about Shedeur Sanders throughout his whole career, throughout his whole entire life, has not thrown a ton of interceptions. He's a very accurate thrower of the ball. Last season, with him throwing 10 interceptions, it was his rookie year. It happens. Peyton Manning and threw over 20 his rookie year, and everybody thought he was horrible. Well, not really, because it was Peyton Manning, so they thought he still had some upside. They ain't call him horrible. They ain't bring up his horrible percentage that he had, his EPA, his rookie year. They ain't bring all that up with Peyton. But Shedeur, we know that. It's a double standard. You can't give these people no reason. None at all. So Shedeur, my challenge is to you, prove yourself right. My challenge to you is prove yourself right. Show them why this 144th pick is the best 144th pick to ever come out the goddamn NFL draft. Period. It's time to not only get in that bag, but it's time to get in the Duffy. And it's not only time to reach in the bag, but it's time to get goddamn arm deep in the bag. So at the end of the day, Shedeur, it's on you, baby. It's on you. Now what you gonna do with it? Go ball. Go ball. Period. And with that being said, folks, we've had a hell of a show. It's been fun. It's been real. I appreciate y'all. I love you. I'm thankful for y'all. Like, to be quite honest with you, hey, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. They forcing watching on us like it's an arranged marriage. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. The sweaty ball gate is a real and live. Is alive and well. But, folks, Shedeur going to be cooking all week. Shedeur going to prove himself right. And he going to prove all of us right. Nobody going to pay attention to Cleveland once they announce Watson. Nobody going to pay attention to Cleveland. No, first of all, nobody would even be talking about Cleveland if it wasn't for Shedeur Sanders. Let's get it right. So cut it out. So chat. I don't care who they're using Watson for. I don't care what's the propaganda that's being spread. I don't care about the lies. I don't care about the naysayers. I don't care what this person say, that person say. Shedeur Sanders got to shut up the haters. He got to shut up the haters. I'm going to continue to talk my ish because I know what that boy too going to come out here and do. I'm going to continue to talk my ish because I know what I've seen with my own two eyes. I'm going to continue to talk my ish because at the end of the day, I ain't no hopscotcher and I ain't never double dutched in my life. I'm not jumping on this side. I'm not jumping on this side. I'm staying right here where I'm at. And I'm staying 10 toes down from my guy. So at the end of the day, folks, Shedeur Sanders got this. Sit back, relax, and watch and enjoy the show. I'm not worthy. I'm not worried, and neither should you be. And with that being said, folks, that's all she wrote for the day. So before we get out of here, please do me one favor, chat. Please do me this one favor. Please make sure you send these gems to everybody, to literally everybody that you know. Send it to your mama, your daddy, your best friend, friend of another friend, Lil Johnny, Lil Timmy. Don't forget about Lil Susie, too. Got to make sure Lil Susie get these gems. And don't forget about Lil Josh. You know Lil Josh just moved across the street from Lil Susie. So you got to make sure he get these gems as well. But the question of the day today, folks, was, does Shedeur Sanders still have a chance? So you're saying there's a chance. And yes, indeed, I am. Hit that like button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button on your way out if you want more. But folks, sit back, relax, be patient. And KCM 5415, we're going to continue to talk our ish because he's going to shut up all these haters. I promise you that. So y'all, relax, chill out, and let it all play out. And with that being said, folks, that's all she wrote for today. I'll be back with more tomorrow for day 15. Make sure you tune in. 4 p.m. or actually, yeah, about 4 p.m. Eastern time or Central. We'll see. But see you tomorrow. Guess what? We out. Deuces. See you soon, though. Stay tuned. Great episode. Much love. Chat. Per usual.
Hey, we live now, really.
Much love, chat. Much love, chat. Much love, chat.